Alrighty, we appear to be live. Gonna check the usual technical bits, and we will get going. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Alright, should be all set. Hey guys, River the Rage here. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome back to Murdered Soul Suspect. We're back at it. Should be 2, maybe 3 streams left of this. And then we gotta figure out what the hell we're gonna do next. Kinda wanna do South Park. The South Park games could be kinda fun. Just because they're a little slower pace, and it's just kind of like chilling, you know? Not so much action-y or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Moving on. Gonna load her up. Oh wait, let me make sure I'm forcing the controller on. Okay. Love that for me. I have to force a game application to recognize a controller. Because, God forbid Square Enix pay one guy for 5 minutes to go back and like change the coding to actually recognize a PlayStation controller instead of just an Xbox controller. That would be just the hardest thing in the world, which is why a bunch of modern indie games are able to do it with the budget of a shoestring and a ham sandwich. But I digress. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's very strange. Moving on. Ooh. There we go. Continue the game after I get my cord in the right spot. Here we go. Proceed. Alright. Or who knows, maybe I'll be able to speed run this in like 2 hours a night. Just grab everything. I doubt it though. I don't think I'd be able to do that. I don't think I could quite pull that one off. Okay. Got a little thing. Bell symbol research. Okay, sure. Move the cursor. Hit the wrong button. Is this connected to the bell killer's symbol? Yeah, I mean, it's a bell. Hear ye, hear ye. It's just a bell. What do you mean? So I made the phone ring, and they didn't even respond. Okay, then. The symbol the bell killer leaves as murder scenes. What does the bell have to do with murder? It's just in general, it's death for whom the bell tolls. Like, hello? It's just kind of been a thing, but okay. Alright, here's the victims. The victims on board were young women, no signs of sexual assault. Odd. Usually when women are victims, there's some sort of sexual element most of the time. Yay, fan.
I'd say that's the weirdest thing I saw tonight.
Oh, okay, that's kind of clever. You blow the pictures out of the way. See, more stuff like that. That's cool. Autopsy report. Ruling homicide, cause death, ligature strangulation. Trauma to neck and larynx via garroting. Severe abrasion of wrists and ankles, most likely the result of being bound by hemp rope, consistent with all other bell killer murders. Wait, what? I thought you guys said that the killings didn't seem related, and that was the weird part, was how they all were related, but the methodology was different. You just said consistent with all other killers. Do you mean like people were bound with the rope in every case? Okay, all the victims were bound, tied up before murder. Okay. Oh, got some suspects, maybe. Suspect lineup. Height 6'2", weight 215 pounds, build athletic, ethnicity Caucasian, eye color blue, identifying marks and attire always seen in mask and hood. Okay. What up, Stevie? Okay, guy just walked in and did absolutely nothing. Cool, good to know. The police think the bell killer has blue eyes. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't get a good look at his face. Okay.
Gotta have faith in the department.
I don't know about that, Chief.
Gotta stick together. Hasn't screwed up yet, but he will.
Yeah, that's the age-old like thing with cops trying to catch serial killers. Is the unfortunate reality is you basically have to wait for them to make a mistake somewhere, because it's sort of like the more moving parts to something, the more something can go wrong, right? That's why in design and engineering, the idea is usually to keep things as simple as possible to minimize the amount of moving parts. If you minimize the amount of moving parts, there's less things that can go wrong. And that logic applies to like criminals, specifically serial killers, because they repeat the same actions over and over and over again. But every new crime scene, every new victim is a chance for something to go wrong, for them to leave some piece of evidence. Even the smallest thing can tip off the cops and be connected to something else, because the killer doesn't know how much the cop knows, which is why sometimes they'll try to insert themselves into the investigation to try to figure out what's going on with the cops and what they know and what's the gossip, you know? Alright.
Gotta remind myself, this killer's flesh and blood like all of us.
Is he, though? I mean, he smacked me 10 feet across a room with one arm. I don't think there's a lot of people outside of, like, Mike Tyson that could probably do that. I don't know. Alright, any leads in the case. Body arrived at the morgue 8:14 p.m. My body must have arrived here already. If it's in the morgue, they're probably getting ready for my autopsy. That's surreal. Cause of death, pending autopsy. Yeah, they gotta wait until my autopsy is completed for an official cause of death, even though I fell 4 stories onto the pavement and was shot 7 times in the chest. Yeah, exactly. Procedure, you know. No traceable evidence. This killer is so skilled at this point, he would never leave anything traceable, right? So, no trace. Pending the autopsy, so that's not new. Body arriving to the morgue. See, I don't know, man. I don't know what the game considers new evidence, quote unquote. What we got? Oh, that's the girl, Joy and Cassandra Foster. Okay. Update to reflect recent developments. Missing person poster. Stewart wanted something about this updated because of recent developments. What happened? I mean, I got killed, so that might be it. Nope, hit the wrong button. What would make him remember what he should be doing? This.
I gotta find that info about the missing tenants.
Okay. He just updated the file on the missing tenants and might have information that's useful. Okay. It'd be great if I could work a computer with my ghostly nubs. Swear to God, the textures have changed on my guy. Like, it's weird. I have higher resolution in my face and my arms, like for my tattoos, but the chest is still pixelated. Maybe, sort of. But when I check the game settings, right, I go to options, I check the PC options, everything is still low. So how did that change? Unless there's just some bug where it doesn't actually change everything, it just changes the one thing. I'm so confused.
No, sir.
I'm very confused by Square
interested to
Enix's
know
quality
that
control,
myself.
or lack thereof.
No. No suspects at this point, sir.
This boils
And
down
I
to
really need to
sloppy
hold my
leadership,
phone like
Lieutenant.
this.
Whoever made the call
For some
Ronan to
reason.
go in alone, it's on you.
And even though this is a touch phone, my phone's screen is going to be on, and I'm going to be holding it like this. God forbid they just have, like, a black rectangle that he holds. Oh, but he's on the phone. Wouldn't you be holding the phone? Yeah, we don't need to see that the phone's on, jackass. People know that when you hold up a touch phone to your ear, usually the screen goes off. That's kind of the idea.
Lose one of our own
So that your
tonight, and
ear
you
doesn't
have no
actually touch
suspects
something.
And no
and
leave.
end the call.
Captain, he wore gloves and apparently didn't touch anything in the apartment other than the knob on the front door. He didn't leave prints, fibers, or anything else traceable. And if you think I don't want this guy to pay more than you, you are sadly mistaken.
Watch your tone, Rex. Everyone knows he was your brother-in-law, so you don't need to remind us. But you lose your cool again, and more of your own will join Ronan. You understand me? You find this guy, or a clue that leads to his doorstep. Now. That's an order.
You get off your ass, Chief. I'm working
Understood.
here. What the fuck? Rex is frustrated by lack of evidence. Okay. Naturally. Okay. So what's left? I don't see if there's any more clues other than this guy. I gotta be super careful because the game is a little finicky sometimes with what you can and can't be looking at. Okay, can't get anybody to answer the phone. Oh, here we go. Murder locations. The Bell Killer murders have occurred all over town in random locations. There doesn't appear to be a common link. See, why the fuck am I not getting to investigate this? Like, you're just picking out evidence and clues, but that's not how deductive reasoning and investigations work, right? Like, you have to actually wonder why about something and then connect things there. Like, the map here would be a perfect example of what I say. There should have been like more mini games in this game, not just, oh, go collect the evidence. Different areas should have been like, oh, here's a map, and in order to draw closer to the killer, like you examine the map, you put something together, and then you have to in some way get the guy to look at the map. So what it could be is like, oh, you could flick the light, you know, you could poltergeist the light to make Rex come over and look at the map, right? That'd be the thing. Excuse me, kind sir, I know it's been a while, but aren't you forgetting a certain Halo game from the collection? Sap, welcome in, good to see you. And no, I'm not. I completed the MCC. I have played every Halo game on Legendary. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. 4, 5, and Infinite are fucking fever dreams. Anything 343 made can get fucked. Moving on. But yeah, that's what I'm saying with the minigames, is like, little stuff like that would make more sense. It'd be cooler, more interactive. He forgot one game. 7th day, welcome in, good to see you, but do not feed this delusion. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. I will not play that crap, alright? I'm not doing it. I don't care if, oh, actually, it's kind of a good ending for Chief and Cortana, and da-da-da-da. I don't give a shit. I'm not fucking with the Forerunners and all that other crap, and the Prometheans and whatever. I don't know what's in 4. Is it the Forerunners? Is it the Prometheans? Or the Guardians? I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna get a soda. Or not. Oh. Nice. Why are they disappearing? Okay, see, this is where the devs are just being lazy. You've got cops around, right? You got a guy right here. Would it be like, huh? What's that noise? They come over and like, what the hell? They pick it up and put it in the trash can right here. I mean, I know it's a recycling bin, but the point stands. There's somewhere for you to put that. Or like, go over here and put the garbage away. Have it spit out 3 or 4 of these things. The cop comes around the corner, sees the mess, picks it up, throws it away, then walks back here to his spot. How hard would that have been to animate? It would have taken you an afternoon. It's a simple thing. Okay. I should be going back to the investigation, but I'm having fun messing around in ghost form. What the fuck is this? It's a musket, as the Founding Fathers intended. But to exercise my Second Amendment right to bust a cap in Casper's ass. Sap says, now I'd like to see how you handle the Dragon Age games. Are you going to skip 2 or Veilguard? Well, I heard Dragon Age 2 was good. Like, I thought Dragon Age 2 was good. That's what people said. Well, like, there was Dragon Age 2, those were good. And then Veilguard was where people were like, oh my god, why? It's not like the old games kill me. At least that's my understanding of it. I haven't actually played the Dragon Age games. I played a bit of Mass Effect, but not Dragon Age. Witness description. Witness said she saw a man in a dark hoodie matching public description. Dark pants, shoes, did not get a look at face. Okay. You know, you would think, if you're gonna be a serial killer, you'd like... it's easier to hide in plain sight, right? That's why if you're gonna do this kind of thing, if you're gonna be like a criminal in any way, shape, or form, it's easier to hide from witnesses by not trying to hide, right? So like hold a clipboard and walk around looking at, you know, like bricks on the side of the building, right, while you're making your play to get inside. Then when people ask you, it's like, oh, I'm, you know, you got a little badge, like, oh, I'm just a city inspector, I'm looking at the foundation here, you know, right? You checking that out. Or, and just read up enough on the topic so you can spew some nonsense about whatever costume you're wearing, right? That kind of thing. It's not like, oh, let's dress up in the black cloak and skulk around the town in the middle of the night. That just looks even more suspicious, you know? Now, if this guy was, say, a pizza guy, right? If he dressed up like a pizza guy and was driving around, nobody would question why there's a pizza guy, right? And then all he has to do is take the thing off the top of his car, park the car around whatever building, right? Park it wherever, take the thing off, right? And then if somebody looks in the back alley and sees a car, they'd just be like, oh, that car wasn't parked there before. Oh, okay, it's a car. Then you just use a fake license plate, you know? Simple as. Let's see. 7 Day says, what's wrong with teleporting bullet sponges? You know. Sap, also, who leaves a musket in a bathroom? I mean, that's the weird thing is where the ghost items are, they're not placed well, right? I would have done different types of items, not just a collection of the same thing. So, like, okay, here's an example. If we go to these, you go to Watery Grave. So Watery Grave was a bunch of boilers, and that makes sense, because the guy gets murdered, and his body gets stuffed in a boiler, right? There was a dead body inside of the boiler in the basement of the building that you did this little, you know, side quest with. Okay, cool. But there should have been other clues that were related to the Watery Grave case, right? So, like, in the flashback, the guy mentions how there's, you know, like, a soggy carpet, right? Or a leak, or brown water in the bathtub, that kind of thing. So that would incentivize you to check the... I mean, you wouldn't know that until you complete the flashback, but you would be finding all these pieces around. That's like, oh, you have the boiler in the room downstairs. That starts it. And then you have a, you know, you go upstairs, you find a wet carpet, or like a leak, like a little ghost clue, right? Of a wet carpet. And then you find another one where there were footprints on the floor. And it starts building the idea of like what's going on. And then you get to like the brown water in the bathtub. And you wouldn't need this to be like, oh, go find 7 of these things. It'd be like, go find 4 or 5 of these things, right? So like with the Bell Tower Banshee, there were just 11 saws all over the place. Instead of, you could have made it like a saw, a hammer, some boards, some nails, anything. Because there was a carpenter there to repair the bell tower. And there you go, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like with the muskets, I don't know what the war room, or sorry, not the war room, the Stalwart Spectre, right? I don't know what the Stalwart Spectre thing is, but I don't feel like you're going to need 8 muskets to tell that story. I think it could be 4 or 5 things around. The musket could have been, you know, like, in this building, but put over, like, a fireplace, you know? That kind of thing. It could have been up on a mantle. Or it could have been in, if you go into, like, the evidence locker or the armory, and you see it resting in the corner, because it used to be an old fort, and, you know, something to that effect. I don't know. Like Eternal Flame, it's got a bunch of gas cans around. Like, 16 of them scattered around the town. That's a lot. For like why? Like why? It's not like in Infamous. In Infamous you had the blast shards. That played into a points system. Each blast shard represented 1 point, and it was thematic to what had happened. There was an explosion. There was this big blast, right? And the idea is these shards are now all around the town. They have energy in them, and you pick up the shards, and the more shards you collect, the more energy you can leash from them, and that's how you do your skill points. That has a thematic element to it, right? There's a reason there's like 100 of those things, because you need that many points to get these many abilities and do that many things with it, you know, that sort of thing. I just hate when there's potential here, because this game is feeling very 6 out of 10, and I don't like that it's feeling 6 out of 10. I want it to be at least like 7, maybe 8 out of 10 at least, but there's so much missed potential that I don't like it. I want game B better. Like, look, okay, this right here is pissing me off. Look, right here is where you could have put the ghost gun. You have a whole cabinet of the... There's a man's face on that dog. There's a man's face on the dog. What? You guys see that, right? I'm not crazy. That's a dude's face on the dog. That's amazing. I love it. But, no, okay, so back to the crash out. You got a whole cabinet here of police equipment, right? You could have easily had a musket lying in here, a ghost musket. And you could have even done a little animation of, oh, instead of just reveal it and then pick it up and nothing happens, it would be like, oh, here's the thing. And he reaches in and he picks it up. He's like, huh. And then it disappears and it goes into your, like, ghost memory or whatever, right? Little stuff. Just let him interact with the environment. Like he's actually finding the things and looking at them. Again, that would not take a lot of animation. You don't even have to mocap that. You could hand animate that for specific areas and specific sequences. Because not like these things are randomized. They're in the same place every time.
Hey, Baxter. You still relying on that wizard lady?
Wizard
No, I ain't
lady?
into all that spiritual crap. But she's onto something. Results are results. You find a more reliable source, you let me know.
Let's see. 7 Day says, yeah, I'll never unsee that. Yeah, the dog face is just crazy work. Rival, welcome in. Good to see you. A weapon in a sensible spot? Game designers would never. Well, at least not Square Enix designers. I'll give you that one. Like, they just... Oh, wow. It actually says to protect and serve. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it says. To protect and serve. Yeah. Which is funny, because I don't think that's even Cop's motto anymore. They, like, I don't... Are there any left? Because I think that used to be the thing with American Cops, and then they changed their, like, slogans. Mainly because people were mocking the fact that American Cops are just a bunch of, like, corrupt jackasses, for the most part, and aren't actually protecting nor serving the public in any way. Let's see. Do police in America use... no, not use hollow points. Use protect and serve slogan. Let's see what the Google says. Yeah, where does the myth that cops protect and serve people come from? I did a research paper on this. I went to college specifically on Warren v. District of Columbia, where the Supreme Court ruled that cops have... Okay. Let's see. Good old Reddit. Rival says it's giving me Return of the Obra Dinn vibes. Yeah, see, that's what it is. I couldn't remember the name of it, but there was something I remember seeing, and I was like, you know what, this game kind of familiar. It was scratching the back of my brain. Return of the Obra Dinn. That's, like, not that much, because Return of the Obra Dinn actually has a really more in-depth investigation thing to it, unless I'm thinking of another game. But that... I knew there was something similar to this, that it was peaking on. I just couldn't remember the name of it. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we'll just go to Wikipedia here. What is it with Reddit trying to force people to get an account now? Like, what is that? I'll occasionally hit on, like, oh, I want to go look at this Reddit thread real quick. And then it, for some reason, is like, oh, you don't have an account. You should really log in. I'm like, I don't fucking want to. I just want to look at your website. You can't, like, put that behind, like, oh, you need to log in to use Reddit. Fuck you, man. Okay, to protect and to serve was the motto of the Los Angeles Police Department since 1963, was subsequently adopted by many other police forces in America. The legal concept of police responsibility for public safety. Okay. Because I don't think they actually use the motto that much anymore. Like, it was made famous by the ones in LA, and then, like, they, like, a lot of other departments don't even use it, or they changed it or something. Yeah, it's Return of the Obra Dinn, where you investigate the mystery surrounding a ghost ship. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, hang on. Come on, controller. Be a mensch. Jesus. Be cool. Beach be cool. Alright, I should possess more guides.
I can't tell
Just
you
for
to
funsies.
sleepy town like this, nothing to worry about. Still, Ronan. Wow.
Do cops get killed
lot? No, I wouldn't say it happens a lot. Happened on the floor.
Glad I'm not in homicide. Sometimes a desk job looks good.
Mm.
Not that I want
I just hope I live long enough to be an old cop. Is it even safe in the police station?
Mm.
We're all gonna
I'm gonna mess with him. Answer the phone. Okay.
mostly gonna survive.
There's like very little interaction with the poltergeist mechanic. Oh, I thought I was gonna blow it off the table or something. Man. So boring sometimes. Missing persons report. Jennifer Gelbach. Female, white, slim build, last seen by friends in Ashland Hill Cemetery after party with fellow cheerleaders, missing 2 days. Okay, the motto is still around in plenty of spots. It's just like that, like most things, minimalist design is now hitting cop cars. Yeah. Well, I think it's also, again, it just leads to that thing of like, look, just cause. Nice. Why is that in a police station? Like, you couldn't put this in the apartment. You couldn't put this in the church. You couldn't put this anywhere else. You got it in the friggin' police station. Okay, sure. Like, I would have done something funny here. I would have made, like, a police poster. Something like Jackie Chan's Police Story. Or Prison Stories. Like something that's like a movie poster. But it's called Just Cause. But it's, like, you know, aping on a cop movie, right? But it's a reference, you know, to Just Cause 2, right? It's... Yeah. I don't know. That would have been more fitting.
Killer scares the crap out of me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Till we nail this monster. Gotta be able to bring him down.
Ooh,
Somehow.
excuse me. But yeah, it just... Like, they don't actually protect, nor do they serve. I mean, they protect the interests of capital, and they serve corporations, right? Or at least, you know, corporate hegemony, let's say. That's just... It's just dumb, you know? Like, you're not protecting or serving the public, really. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, we just hear about the bad ones or whatever. It's like, yeah, but their overall role in society is weird, right? Like, it doesn't... Okay, so here's the thing. Cops do what exactly? When you break down what their job is law enforcement. You're telling me that you need a guy, right? So let's break this down. You want to have a guy who is trained to handle a firearm and goes around town checking on people and making sure everybody's safe, right? Okay. Then why wouldn't you have an MP do that? Why are, like, in the military, they have the military police. They have the MPs. And the MPs, they may have guns, but most of the time, as far as I understand it, they just have, like, batons and whatever. And they don't usually have to go around cracking dudes in the head, right? That often. They usually just go to, like, you know, get guys who go AWOL or go, you know, like, they get a call that some of their guys are being drunk off base at a bar or something, and they're, you know, they gotta go pick them up and throw them in the drunk tank for a bit, right? So, at that point, it's like, okay, well, the question becomes, what do you really need police to do, right? And if you're saying, oh, well, we need them for security, for safety purposes. Well, one, you don't have enough cops around for that to ever be feasible in the first place, right? So, take China, for example. That's a country of 1.4 billion people. You would not be able to employ enough people to actually keep the peace if, say, I mean, if even just 5% of China's population revolted and just decided to be horrible criminals all the time and do whatever they wanted, right? And clash with the police and just become gangsters, whatever. If they just felt like that. We're talking 5% of, let's say, just make the math easy, even out of 100 million, right? We're going to lower the number because the math off the top of my head. So 5% of 100 million is 5 million people, right? So you would need a police force that was able to handle that situation 5 to 1. So you need at least 1 million police officers, right? First off. And that's just when you have 100 million people. So, if we wanted to be realistic about this, in America, there are 350 million people, give or take, somewhere in that ballpark, right? But okay, they have to be able to handle a situation 5 to 1, right? They would be outnumbered 5 to 1 if we want to preserve this ratio. So if we say, okay, for every 5 members of society, we have 1 police officer, then that would mean that that number of 5, 5 to 1. I mean, what even would be the rate there? So it'd be like every 5 is 1, every 10 is 2, every 100 is 10, I think. Something like that. My brain is stopping. Anyway, the point being, I'm shit at math right now. The point that I'm trying to make here is that in America, there are less than 1 million cops in the entirety of North America, right? So they don't actually physically do crime prevention, right? They could not physically stop a revolt by the public. It would not happen. They would have to basically do collective punishment, which is basically what the cops do all the time. They do it mentally, not physically. They get people to be like law-abiding citizens so that they police themselves and they don't, act out and break laws and whatever, because they know they don't have the manpower for this shit, right? But let's say even in a world where you have a strong police force, what exactly would the police force be achieving? Public safety, right? Well, wouldn't that be easier to do if you simply had harsh prison sentences for people who threaten public safety? And on the flip side, have strong civic education to teach people why they shouldn't just be a jackass and rob and steal and kill, right? Like, don't give them the incentive there. So it's just one of those things of, like, the way I see it, there has only ever been, like, one good police officer, really, if you want to call him that. He's not really a police officer. He was a particular type of law enforcement officer, which was the Marshal Wyatt Earp, right? Wyatt Earp is probably the only cop in the history of America that can claim to be a good cop, because he went out of his way to not hurt people as much as he possibly could. He was fair, he was balanced, he was even, because his dad was a judge. He was raised on ideas of, like, protecting the public, keeping the peace, being fair and honest, right? And he applied that to his, work as a law enforcement officer. And it was only after the justice system failed entirely and he had lost, like, his family through, an attack by bandits. Like, he lost his brothers and shit due to that. Then he goes and hunts down the bandits, which still, by the way, is technically in his purview as a marshal, right? Whether he was actively being a marshal or not, or legally speaking, what he could and couldn't do, technically it's still under his designation as the marshal to go after criminals. Like, what is a law enforcer if not someone who goes after criminals? And at the time, the law said guys like that, murder in the Wild West, out in the territories, that was considered dead or alive. Because if you've already killed somebody and you're a known criminal and you don't surrender when the cops show up, well, I'm sorry, but you're literally getting in a gunfight with a cop. You can't expect a guy to be able to just take you down like that, So that's the one instance where he actually, like, did that. But that was later in his life, after he'd already tried to be a decent person for the longest time and clean up towns and get everybody on the same page. But it's because he was fair and honest about his enforcement of rules that, like, for instance, the no firearms in town rule. A lot of people think people walk around the Wild West just guns everywhere. Like, not necessarily. A lot of towns actually had bans on firearms to say, no, you can't have your guns on you in town. You need to, like, check them with the sheriff or check them with the hotel you're staying at, right? That kind of thing. And, we can argue whether it's, like, liberty or freedom or whatever, right? We can argue about that till the cows come home. But the point being, they just don't, it doesn't seem like you actually need beat cops necessarily. Like, what I would do, right, this is what we really need to do, is basically abolish the police as a concept, because we really don't need them. Replace their policing efforts by the National Guard, temporarily, right? Use the National Guard to temporarily keep the peace, do the beat cop thing, respond to violent crimes, that sort of thing, momentarily, while a new office of federal marshals is made, and the federal marshals would be the ones who would be assigned, that, say, like, 5-to-1 ratio or something like that. Me, I envision it something something like having the marshals just be the sort of an unelected sheriff in a way, right? Now, if they're not doing their job, they can be recalled and whatever. But that takes changes to the federal level, and it becomes a whole thing. Like you have a lot of societal change for this to become a thing. But the point being is, you should just take the entire crop out, and all these good cops you hear about are welcome to reapply as the marshals. They are completely welcome to come back and like prove with these new strict standards that you are actually, one, physically capable of doing a proper job, two, able to be emotionally stable and not overreact in situations, right? And three, that you're going to enforce the law fairly and not just like ticket people and shit, because we're not gonna have quotas and stuff for ticketing and stuff. That would just be stupid, right? It would just be silly, because all it's going to do is antagonize the public. Now, on the flip side, with this new thing of let's get rid of the police, and some people might, oh, you're just replacing the police with a different kind of police. It's like, no, I'm replacing with marshals. Federal marshals are a whole different thing to the way local cops work. But on the flip side of that, it's not just like, oh, we're gonna fix it and change how they can interact with the public, and that'll make everything fine. No, we're also going to change the laws to be like, hey, if you fuck around, if you're too much of a dipshit, when you end up in front of a judge is going to throw the book at you. Why? You're being a dipshit. If you're already given warnings, you already know not to be a dipshit, and you're intentionally choosing to keep being an antagonist up to a certain point, all right, then you do something like China with their 100% conviction rates, where they gather all the evidence to prove that 100% shadow of a doubt, you are definitely an asshole and a threat to public safety. You definitely need to go to prison. And even with that kind of draconian system that China has compared to us, even with their system of justice, they only have half of our prison population, but they have 4 times our population. 4 times our actual country population. But their prison population is half that of ours. How the fuck do they manage that? And they're all relatively peaceful and calm, and everything's chill, dude. Like, what do you mean? It's crazy. So Rival says the MPs are actually loaded with quite the heavy kit, especially the riot prevention divisions and their active denial systems. That is true. All right, I'll give you that one. You're right. Let's see. Police, despite being militarized, are lightly armed and armored, especially compared to their Chinese counterparts who come equipped with mortars. Yes, that's true. However, the instances of the like Chinese police having to come out and physically fight with the public are far less than in America. They do it at the drop of a hat. They want to come in and push people around and be dicks about everything. Whereas in China, it has to be like, hey, there's a whole actual riot going down. Like, there's a lot of people here. We need to control the situation, because if you can't show discipline and order in a country of 1.4 billion people, then the people will just revolt and overthrow the government and then make their own little gangland fiefdoms and shit, and everything's going to go to shit, right? That's why there has to be such discipline in that country. They've learned that over 5,000 years. There has to be somebody, pulling the reins of society and pushing everybody towards progress and getting everybody on the same page, whether they want to be on the same page or not. You got to get some people together. But again, the feds mostly leave you alone. Whereas in America, it's like there's quotas for tickets. They always want to get better numbers to look tough on crime and all this crap. It's just stupid the way it is. And like, cops are just effectively fucking useless, because I do not go around being a helpful person because I think there's somebody walking behind me with a stick about to hit me in the head, right? If I'm being a dick. I do it because I'm a nice person. I was taught that. It's real simple. And if other people don't want to accept the simplicity that, oh, just be a nice person, right? It's really not that hard. Don't cause a nuisance. Don't sell drugs. Don't do whatever, right? It's really that simple. If people don't want to accept that, they are free to be arrested, be put in prison, and be re-educated so they can learn why it's important to be a moral person. Mostly because you don't want Uncle Sam kicking your ass. It's really that simple. Just, you don't want the authority, which in China's case, it would be closer to something like the general public kicking your ass, because their guys are from lower levels of government that then go to the federal level. But that would be the ideal, is that you have people, a lot of committees and stuff overlooking this stuff. Now, personally, I don't like the idea of a singular judge. I think it is a flawed system to begin with, because it places all the onus of a punishment on how that one person thinks, rather than like a council situation. I think there should be arbitration in the form of 3 judges, not 1. There should be 3 judges that oversee criminal cases. Now, this, of course, would go in hand with, like, not arresting people for every little offense and then throwing them in front of a judge to make money for a private prison industrial complex, right? Don't want to do that. And that would give the judges more time to actually be put on a council together and handle more cases rather than that. But I think it should be 3. That way you can always have, like, a 2-3 decision. Like, you can have 3-0 or 2-3, you know, and that's it, right? Pass or fail. A lot more things need to be filtered through couple different opinions rather than having just one sole opinion, you know. And that's kind of where we got the idea of the jury from in the first place in America, was having multiple people to discuss your problem, to look over the evidence of your case and say, okay, this is what the evidence says, this is what we're all feeling, right? Where, you know, the idea is a jury of your peers is supposed to be mostly regular people that are judging you, not the state itself, right? But then when the sentence gets handed down, there's like minimum sentences and all this crap, and it's like, that's just dumb. Why would there be a minimum sentence? Like, there should be minimum sentences for hardcore criminals, but I mean, if a guy gets caught with a little bag of weed, really, you're gonna be like minimum sentence 3 to 5, really? Because the guy wanted to have 1 joint in the wrong state? That's just stupid, man. Rebel says that's largely due to social and cultural behavioral differences. True. In the U.S., even with cops, there are protections of freedoms and liberties to rally and protest. Kind of. You have the right to protest and the right to your rallies and stuff if they're approved by the authority, right? So like there's a level of obfuscation there where you do technically have the right to free speech if the cops decide not to be dicks about it. It's just like one of those things where, at least in China, they make it very abundantly clear. This is the line, you do not cross it, right? That, I think, is more fair. It's more fair to be transparent and say, look, guys, we're not going to let y'all go buck wild and have rallies and whatever, unless you are approved to have your rally on this day at this time and whatever, and you also exhausted all other legal options to resolve the issue you're having, right? That's the key, is you can't just jump straight to the protest phase. There's an actual system of government there. Whereas in America, there is like no system of reparations or anything. And you just have to hope that somebody in your local government is chill enough to actually pay attention to your needs. Otherwise, you have to go out and protest, and then protesting accomplishes basically fucking nothing. Like, because it's not physical. There's no tangible result to it, because you're just holding up a sign saying, I'm mad. Okay. And then what? And then what's the threat of force to the state? What is the state threatened by? Basically nothing. You know, it's very toothless. Rose says, in China, that has historically not gone well and resulted in tanks coming down upon the populace. Okay, so I assume you're mentioning Tiananmen Square, which is, that whole thing with the fucking tanks. Color revolutions are fun. I'll leave it at that. We're not going to get into the whole thing next. I'm trying to get back to the game, but yeah. Same thing happened in Russia during Black October, the days in which democracy died in Russia. Yeah, but who the fuck even needs democracy? Look at where democracy has gotten us, right? If we want to have that conversation, we can. It's just like, democracy and freedom are important. I agree. On a local level, I think democracy is a fantastic thing. I think you should be able to select your neighborhood's representative, right? Like your mayor of your town or whatever, right? That should definitely be the thing of, hey, I want to appoint the guy who lives here, who works here, who's part of this town. I want to choose this guy because this is Bill and everybody likes Bill and Bill's a good guy and we want Bill to be in charge and be the one taking our demands from us all here together up to the higher levels, right? To let people know what's going on and organizing things, like, because Bill's really good at organizing things. Cool. On a local level, I totally agree to that. Up towards the state level, I just don't get it. Like, once you get outside of a town, then it's like, you could have 2 towns in the same state right next to each other, and they're completely different areas. I mean, it depends entirely upon, in America especially, it depends on racially who is living there. Is it populated by more single people or families? Is it populated by, black people, white people? Is it populated by, old people, young people? All of these play into the, the demographics thing. Where I think in China it's a lot more mixed, where people are like, okay, yeah, there's old people, there's young people, and whatever, but they all see themselves as Chinese. Whereas in America, there's a lot of division, which is intentionally sown by the capitalists to keep the working man from, doing his revolution and taking over. Which is why you have to have the cops, because you need the cops to be there to be like, yeah, we're to be the arm of capital, the arm of the state, to show that they're in charge, right? And to basically frighten would-be revolutionaries into not being revolutionaries in the first place. This is the whole redcoats thing, right? Let's see. A system similar to that of China's protest permission was tried in Britain in the form of licensing for each protest. By UN law, the British government has to allow protest. Yeah. See, that's the other thing, is like, people think you can just do protests, right? And again, you will be allowed to protest only in America, specifically, let's say. So we're talking about America here. So in America, you are allowed to protest only so long as what you do does not disrupt the social order in any way, shape, or form. You can go stand on a sidewalk between the hours of dawn and dusk for X amount of time and whatever, holding your sign, chanting your slogans. Cool. You're completely allowed to do that within a certain time window on a certain day, and you could say whatever you want, but don't physically obstruct the concentration camps, right? Don't block the road, because that might interrupt business, see? And we can't have people being interrupted doing their business. The money has to be made. So if you're going to have a parade, you have to shut down the street and everything. Oh, because it's logistics. No, it's because they need business to continue. This is exactly why the civil rights era was so integral, because what they did, the freedom riders, what they did was they made it to where business was, they caused a ruckus. Not because they were physically violent and breaking windows and all this shit, even though I think they probably would have been justified in doing so in the antebellum South. But the thing they did was they just went in, did some civil disobedience. They sat at a lunch counter where they weren't supposed to. They sat in the whites only parts of this and that, and so on. Did all that, and that alone did not topple it and change the whole civil rights thing. That was just one part of it. But the point being is they caused a disruption to the local economy. And that got a lot of these people, even though they were deeply racist, they had to stop and go, shit, these guys are really fucking up. Like, we tried running them out of town. We tried, like, lynching them in the middle of the night, when nobody's around and all this. And, we beat them in the streets and gassed them with the dogs, and they just won't stop. It was killing local economies because it was causing such a disruption that people could not go into businesses, go into work in peace, right? That's capitalism for you. Do whatever horrendous thing you want, so long as the money keeps flowing. Be a good person, be a bad person, doesn't matter where your morals fall, right? As long as the money keeps moving, right? That is the only thing that needs to keep moving. Money and productivity. Money and productivity. Go, 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 go. Never stop. Never stop. Why? Capitalism can't stop. It can't take a 5-minute breather, because the second capitalism loses any momentum, and boom, there goes your recession, because everything's a house of cards with capitalism. It's just how it is, man. But yeah, and that's the thing, is you are free to protest. You are free to voice your opinion, so long as the thing you say does not embarrass the electorate, and it does not disrupt the business of people. So, like, if anybody ever thought, oh, well, we have freedom of speech in this country, tell that to the veteran that got his arm broken by a sitting representative of the United States government as he was thrown out of the fucking meeting for the town meeting that he was at. He started protesting. He started telling him, how many times you got to see clips of that before it's like, yeah, they removed the disruptive element. Why? The disruptive element is getting people to focus on what is important, not on, it's moving the perspective to that person rather than the authority in their cute little council committee chamber, They want everything organized, right? That's what capitalism needs. It needs the illusion of organization and order and conduct and decorum so that it can fleece you, right? That's what it is. And there's a reason that, the Chinese government has such a high approval rating. Because there's no way you could physically oppress 1.4 billion people. It would not be possible. There's no way you can physically limit their movement and tell them what to do and tell them what to think and all this. It's on such a scale that you would not be able to do that physically. Like, there would not be enough resources. There would not be enough time in the day to figure that out. And there would be obvious signs of oppression everywhere. And that's the thing, is like, because most Chinese people are like, yeah, the government's doing good things for us, so why would we go out and protest against them? They're like, yeah, there's problems, but we go tell that to our local representatives, and they go handle the problem, and usually the problem's resolved pretty quickly. And they understand that things like taxes and the economy and stuff, the government has a hand on that, they're figuring it out, and it's going to take some time. In America, we want changes now because we know when the next election comes around, we could get an entirely new Congress that does not share our vision and completely undoes all the progress we need to do. So we have to slingshot it as far back left as we can, right? That's why it's so pseudo-revolutionary in this country, because you have to push it super fast as far as you can over this way. And you just can't do anything with that kind of a system. It's just not possible, because you're changing the head of state every 4 years. You're changing half of your sitting senators every 2 years. So, like, in the middle of a sitting president who may have an agenda, you're then having the potential of flipping most of the House seats to where you could, like, lose some of those seats because they're up for re-election. It's like, it's insane. It's an insane system we have. Rabbit says, shortly after that, the British government went back on the idea because of how it overwhelmed their system. Yeah, of the whole, like, approval process. Yeah, exactly. It's just so weird. I mean, everything overwhelms the British, though, because they're just bad at planning. They're really bad. The British Empire collapsed, and they have never figured out how to get back to, like... That's our future, by the way. That's America's future, is we will become exactly like the British. Our country will collapse. Our culture will be completely fucked. I mean, it's already fucked. But... everything is just going to get just austerity and shit. It's never going to get fixed.
Keep emotion out of it. Just gotta do our work.
Yeah, that's what the Chinese are thinking. Keep emotion out of it, do the work.
Gotta have faith in the department.
Okay, heard that one already.
Dead cops, please.
No more dead cops. Yeah.
Hope
Yeah.
this night stays quiet.
I can see that. Well, what's this guy doing on his monitor? Is he... He's playing Deus Ex. Okay. See, that makes a lot more sense than the poster. This guy's at least playing it on a computer. The Just Cause 2 poster is just kind of there for some reason.
Detectives get all the glory. How did Ronan make detectives so fast?
This is a nice police department.
Cops gotta stick together. Gotta have faith in the department.
It's really depressing, too, because I, in my youth, thought that I wanted to be a law enforcement officer in some way, and I gravitated a lot towards the idea of maybe, hey, I'll be a G-man someday. Maybe I'll go apply to the FBI when I get older. And I genuinely considered that potentiality, except then I got older, and then the older I got, I was like, wait a fucking minute. The feds blow! Because it's not like a good federal authority you'd end up working for in America. You end up working for a bunch of jackasses who are, even if there's good people doing good work, there's still going to be corrupt people around you, and also you're part of then the imperialist machine that is, by definition, oppressing people. Like all these three-letter agencies, that's basically all they do. Now, if this was like FDR's era FBI, I'd probably be all over that, because it was just before you got the whole Red Scare, McCarthyism thing jumping back in, but that's a whole other discussion. Alright, G. Soderbergh, police progress. The rocks in her pockets could point to suicide or a dare by classmates. There's no evidence of violence, no current suspects. Oh, so I guess Soderbergh drowned. Rocks in the pockets. See, that sounds like... See, no, hold on. Wait, my brain just did a thing. Soderbergh had rocks in her pockets, implying she drowned, right? K. Douglas, cause of death. Hanged from ceiling fan. Nelson, cause of death. Burn shock. Right? A. Grace, cause of death. Massive blunt trauma from a bookshelf falling. Right? these are all forms of execution for witches. I mean, the fire doesn't really apply to Salem, but all the rest of these. Blunt force trauma, right? Crushed to death. Burned at the stake. Hanged. And drowned. Now, with the exception of the fire, all of these are related, actually, in reality, to Salem. Oh, that's interesting. So the victims seem to all be murdered. Like, they seem to be young women who are being murdered, and the MO is similar to that of the witch trial victims. Whoa, now we're on to something, boys. I'm really glad I named the stream what I did now, because now it's really funny. The plot really does thicken, but I couldn't come up with anything else, so I was like, the plot Wiccans, why not? Make a pun. Love a good pun. Another case was seeming accident, except for the bell symbol drawn by a gloved finger in the dust on the window. Bam. Printer. Alright, moving on. Just exploring now. 1777 battle plaque. On this spot in January 1777, the brave soldiers of the Continental Army, greatly outnumbered, held off British forces for 3 days until relief arrived from Boston. Okay, cool. Here. Anything around? Could possess these guys, but they don't seem to have anything useful to say. No. Just a standard mind reading crap.
When was the last time a badge from here died on duty?
Never. Ronan's the first.
Oh, first dead cop in Salem. Ain't that a bitch? I got an award! He's special. Alright, Greta Soderbergh, female, 17 years old, death occurred 1 week before high school graduation. Ah! Demons. Okay, back to the investigation. Yeah, I think we're good here. Oh, this is the men's room. This is the ladies' room. Why is there a ladies' room if there's no lady cops? Wait, that's weird, right? Has anyone else noticed that? There's no female cops in this game. Every one of these is a dude. There's no female officers in Salem. What the fuck? I mean, I know legally they have to have a women's room, because, yeah. But that is so weird that they didn't even... Like, you have female models in the game. You literally could have just modified one of those. It would take 5 minutes, and then you could have a woman cop. Like, just... Like, 3 or 4 at least, you know? Maybe not the whole department, but still. I don't know. 1775 fortress plaque. In this place, a noble fortress against the forces of the British Crown, erected 1775. Okay. Yeah, I guess we should go back to the investigation. Oh, there's also upstairs. Oh, jeez, this place is huge. Oh, they got like a cafeteria here? What is this? Oh.
What an ass. He was wrong even when he was right.
Baxter thought he could blackmail me with my past, as if my past hadn't already done all the damage it could. True, though. True. It did all the damage it could already. It's so edgy. Okay. What is? Yep, another gun. Okay, let's see here. Note. Anne Grace. No legal middle name. Female, 22. No immediate family. Publicly went by the name of Madame Agatha, a novelty fortune teller. And you guys aren't putting together the possible connection to the witch trials when you were in Salem. Okay. You would think that'd be the first thing they jump to is, oh, these are all women. They've all been murdered in various ways that seem to be, you know, connected to the way the women in the witch trials were executed. So wouldn't there be, like, you know, a point to that? Like that, I don't know, just to me. I'm not a cop, but still. Killer's profile. Suspect is male, likely without immediate family, able to move about the city freely, only spotted a handful of times near the crimes. Okay. Oh, okay. You can kind of get around it. This, more detective office. Rex. Alright, this is Rex's office. Visit to the station. I used to go visit Rex down at the station, but it's been years, so when I went with Ronan today, it was like seeing the place in a whole new light. I was struck by a room they've got dedicated to the Bell Killer case. Everything they know or even guess might be related. It's in that room. The strange energy of the people coming in and out of the room. You'd think there was some religious observance going on there. I've never seen anything like it. Oh, so she was alive when the Bell Killer was around. So she just recently died. Okay, I thought she died like a couple months ago or something. Or maybe it's been months, I don't know.
Hey, buddy. That sickness she carried in her brain, you made it tolerable. Well, I guess you must be together now.
Rex is grateful to Ronan for helping Julia through her mental illness. Julia suffered from mental illness. And she was murdered around the same time. But hers was supposed to be like a freak accident thing in the street. Maybe. Or maybe it was the Bell Killer. Oh. What if Julia's actually one of the victims? Ooh, good question. Oh, now my brain's thinking. Now I'm thinking all kinds of angles, which the game will probably not go into, but we'll see. Okay, K. Douglas. Virtually no evidence at the scene of foul play except the Bell symbol. No prints, no DNA, no immediate suspects. Karen Marie Douglas. Karen Marie Douglas. I can't fucking read. Female, 37, accountant, unmarried, no criminal record, no violent relationships, socially known for Wednesday night Ouija board parties. See, all of them seem to be witchy in some way. So maybe he's choosing his victims based on who is, dabbling in the occult. I don't know. I'd like my controller to come back on, please. Thank you. I need to be able to walk around and look at shit. I can't do that with the controllers off. Let's see. Gun. There we go. Got this. Oh yeah, speaking of guns, I'm pissed because I saw a thing online when I was on YouTube before stream, and it was like something that seemed to be like a cowboy battle royale type of thing, and it had this idea of like, oh, if you have these cards, you match the cards to the gun you're carrying, and that soups them up, and whatever. And there's like guys throwing dynamite and riding on horseback. I'm like, that's cool. I haven't seen a cowboy battle royale before. And then I go to the Steam page to check it out, and people pissed. They say the game sucks, and it's like $20. Like, what the fuck? It's insane. Big day. I never thought this would happen. Between Ronan actually going through with this and Rex pulling out the paperwork and managing Ronan's past, so much could go wrong, but it happened, and my man has a badge now. It looks good on him, and he loves it. I think his swagger just got even bigger. God, I love a guy in uniform. What about a guy in a casket? Because, yeah, you're going to see a man very much out of uniform in the morgue. I always knew there had been trouble, but I didn't know his official arrest record was that extensive, much worse than I thought. Felony after felony, going back to childhood. It's like his life is already ruined. How can I join my life with his? I mean, if he's got that many felonies, you really think he would have been in prison, like, for a while. But, I don't know. I don't know how old he's supposed to be. Plainclothes cop. It was quite a trick Rex pulled, advancing Ronan to detective without making him spend much time as a beat cop. He convinced the captain and the commissioner that Ronan's street smarts would make him most effective as a plainclothes cop. Ronan was very relieved. Ah, so he was an undercover cop. Okay. Well, plainclothes, a little different than undercover, but yeah, same thing, really. That's what I said in the beginning, was like, how the fuck did he even become a cop with this rap sheet? But I guess they pulled some strings. Good old nepotism. Okay, map killings. We are exploring the possibility of a connection between the deaths listed on the map. Do not make public comment until authorized. Okay. S. Smite. Or Smith? Smooth. Smooth? Mwah. I don't know. Something in here? No, I was already in here. God damn it. I hate empty rooms. I want, like, little treats in every room that I go into. I want to find stuff. Fuck it. I just like poltergeisting things. It's funny. Whose room is this? Oh, this is Baxter. Fucking pigsty, man, I swear. Insights on killer's motives. A pattern of behavior in the killer's motives that the police are not seeing is the focus of Joy's mother, but she's having trouble convincing them to take it seriously.
The form of each murder changes. The inner zeal is the same. This is why the killings seem random, unrelated. But the police can't see these connections. Except Officer Baxter. I can't say I trust him, but he's my only chance.
Interesting. Oh.
The form of each murder changes.
Okay, I went so fast into reading the note about it that it, yeah, went too fast. See, this is where you have a gun rack. You have a gun rack right here. Put the musket for this area up here. God damn it, that's just silly. Looking around for all the secrets. Did I have an office or a desk? Well, if I'm a plainclothes cop, I don't think I would have an office. I think offices for detectives. Okay. Guess that's about it for the second floor. I don't see any more notes or anything around. Yep. Alright. We already went through here, I think? Yeah. Back we go, I suppose. Go to the investigation. Alright. Now that we got all the side stuff figured out, I can risk this insight crap. Okay, peek it. Body arrived at morgue. Any new leads? Oh, pending autopsy. Preliminary forensics. No fibers. No suspects. I would assume body arriving at the morgue is a new lead? That doesn't give me new information about the case. Jackass of a thing. Try this one. Fuck it. Survival of the fucking fittest here. We're just with process of elimination. I don't care. Okay, so... are there any new leads about the case? Preliminary forensics are no fibers, no suspect blood, DNA, and no prints up to the scene. That's not new leads, you fucking dumbass writers! I don't know if it's the writers. I don't know if they translated this. It was made by other people that aren't English speakers. Any new leads in my case, would imply that, like, there's something new to see. None of this is new. The pending autopsy has a better chance of being considered new than this. Oh, no fibers, no whatever. Then it's just like all the other ones. That's not new information. That's old information. Jack Weasel? Oh my god. Okay, one of the best sightings of the Bell Killer, and they didn't find any traceable evidence or leads. Now I gotta get all the other ones. Oh, that's why. The guy has to come in and sit down. I was wondering why he walked in the room and seemingly did nothing.
I wish I could say that's the weirdest thing I saw tonight.
Okay, pattern of victim deaths, suspects. This guy comes in. You don't even get to see him sit down. They're that lazy. They didn't even animate him sitting down at the desk. Ridiculous. Okay, map. Killer symbol. Okay, got the bell research. You dropped the phone. least I can skip that one. Get this guy to influence.
We gotta find that info about the missing tenants.
Okay. He just updated the file. Okay, do we need to, like, peek him now or what? Yeah, here we go. Cassandra Foster, 42, resident of Regal Apartments, professional psychic medium and criminal profiler, occasional consultant for Salem PD, last seen by neighbors 2 weeks ago, no criminal record. Joy Foster, 15, legal guardian is her mother. Cassandra Foster, whereabouts of her father are unknown. Dropped out of Salem school system 2 years ago, ran away from home, has a number of misdemeanor convictions, juvenile, trespassing, burglary, breaking and entering. Amber Alert for Joy Foster canceled, in custody. Oh, they got her. Oh wait, do I have to, like, actually view this? What did he update about the missing tenants? Fucking Joy, duh. That is not one paragraph? Are you fucking serious? This is considered a separate piece of information in the UI. This is a paragraph about the mom. This is about the daughter. This is a subheading about the daughter. Holy fucking Christ. Holy fucking... I need a drink. I'm gonna go get some water. Also, I forgot I was doing laundry tonight, so I need to go switch my laundry over. I'll be back in a minute, and then we shall resume. All right. And it's continuing to fight me. God damn it. I got lucky it decided to open the window in the first place. Fucking Windows key nonsense. I shall return. already. We are back. The show must go on. Alright. God, this game, it just... The actual, like, only mechanic to this, other than walk here, touch this, walk here, touch that, right? The only other mechanic in this game is to, like, guess what memory does this or what piece of information is important, right? You're just guessing that. And then the game says, no. And then you have to redo the fucking checkpoint if you want full points for it. It's so dumb. It's ridiculous. Alright, run it back again. Okay, yeah. Skip it. Thank you.
No, sir.
Eavesdrop.
No.
Skip. Inspect. Inspect. Map. Alright. Victims.
Wish I
Fan.
could say that's the weirdest thing I saw tonight.
Get to the point. Details. And murder board. Here comes the guy. Alright, we make him update the info using this.
I gotta find that info about the missing tenant.
There we go. Peek at in custody. Okay, the Amber Alert was canceled because the witness is in custody here at the station. She would probably still be in the holding cells. I mean, holding her for what is a great guess. I'm trying to understand why she would even be there and not, like, in the war room with them or something. Like, why would you put her in the holding cell? You're not arresting her for anything. Alright, whatever. Oh my god, really? What are we still doing here? Oh, we have to conclude the investigation.
I think I've learned all I can here. I better go find that witness.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, game. I didn't need you to tell me that. Okay. Now we go to the holding cells. I assume it's this way? Holding area. Okay, so this is like the one place I didn't go. C. Nelson. There are still no suspects in the case. Accident has not been ruled out. The only evidence of foul play was a belt symbol with a felt pen. No prints on the pen. Who the hell uses a felt pen? 1776 battle plaque. It was here in December 1776 that 13 soldiers of the Continental Army gave their lives combating a surprise attack by British troops. Okay. Dead. Oh, here's somebody else. Oh! You offed yourself in your cell, bro. Bad idea.
What were you in for?
It's too complicated to get into. Let's just say that I wasn't about to let some judge decide how to spend the rest of my life. That's my choice, so I made it. Either way, no, it doesn't matter now, does it?
If it didn't, we wouldn't still be here. Maybe I can help.
Nah, I appreciate it, but you know, it looks like you got your own shit to deal with. I'll figure it out on my own. Always have. Thanks, though.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do. I'll be fine.
Oh look, eat me.
If only I could tell my younger self what I would become.
Dead? Because what you became was dead. Never forget the rush of taking down my first mark. He didn't see it coming, and I didn't see it coming when my dad held down my arm with a steely grin on his face and a tattoo gun in his hand, ready to give me a memento so the crime would be impossible to forget. Huh. Okay. So all those tattoos, I guess, come from his dad.
Get out of here. There's a ghost right over there in that cell. Don't you have some other place you can keep me?
Shut up, man. It's bad enough we're in jail without all your crazy talk.
What? You too?
The ghost is right there.
He's right, though. There's a ghost.
Can we really not see this?
Nope, new poster. Nice. Killer, he lives, he is here, time to burn. Oh, fun. Okay, Benny. What the fuck?
Wrong cell. Yours should have padded walls. Why do I get stuck with the crazy guy?
Oh. Is this the morgue? I don't know. Ah, controller. There we go. Again, there's a fucking weapons rack right here. It was 2 feet away. That's just piss poor design. Why is there a vest on the floor? Hang up your shit. Goodness. There is nothing in here other than the musket. Lame. Yeah, this is the morgue, alright. Forensic facility. In grateful recognition of a generous, anonymous citizen of Salem who allowed this forensic facility to be built and better serve the people of this city. Okay. Oh, that's fun. There's my body. Rhodey. What up, girl? How you doing? What happened?
Mind if I ask what happened?
What does it look like? I died.
Yeah,
no
I
shit.
can see that. I meant, how did you die? Autopsies aren't this thorough when the cause of death is cut and dry.
I don't know. A bunch of pills. Some were sleeping pills. It was supposed to be peaceful. I didn't know that you wake up. What am I supposed to do now?
I don't know.
Wish I knew, kid.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know.
I'll let you know if I figure it out myself.
What you do?
This is all a bad dream. It has to be.
Yeah, well, if it is a bad dream, is it mine or yours?
Time spent in prison? He got his own tattoo wrong.
It's just a tattoo. That's all I know. Focus on your work.
It's Raven. It's like chained to... Are those prison bars?
We don't pay you to analyze tattoos.
Yes, sir.
Why is the old guy so harsh? But the tattoos might tell us something.
Confession of... a lot of stuff.
Little respect would be nice. Med school doesn't teach you everything.
Okay. Seeing my own corpse. Nothing can prepare you for that, for seeing your own corpse. It never felt so much like an empty shell until now. God, I look like a criminal. Yeah, no shit, you're covered in tattoos. Like, of course you're gonna look like a criminal. You covered yourself in tattoos, jackass. Alright, where to now? Ah, demon. Right outside. Okay, oop. Frame rate. The frame rate in the police station has to be the fucking worst part of this game so far. Like, the other areas, it was here or there, but in the police station, there's a lot that's, you know, problematic with that. Jesus Christ. Claire Anna Nelson, female, 20, student. What, no mention of any witchcraft? Follow cleaner. Oh, we got the story for that one.
I can still remember my first day on the force. Salem PD was in this tiny building on the edge of town. It was old.
Is that Swanwick from New Vegas? Yeah, who won the lottery? I did. It's I swear to God, it's him.
Crowded and completely insufficient to handle the day-to-day operations. Protecting Salem was getting harder and harder. Finally, the city decided to convert the old armory into our new headquarters.
Oh, okay, that's why it's
when we finally moved in.
Police station.
I couldn't believe how big and modern the place was. Not bad for one of the first buildings in Salem. Plus, it just felt right. It used to be the city's first line of defense in a wild frontier, and now it had resumed its post once again. Only this time in a modern world. First week was a little chaotic as we settled in. One officer reported that someone had removed his gun from his locker. It took him 20 minutes to track it down, and when he did, he found it leaning against the wall in one of the unoccupied offices.
Weird.
Also, the late-night station operator reported a strange phone malfunction.
Ooh, creepy.
Occasionally, when someone would call in to report a shooting, the recording would just stop. The call would cut out, and the voice of the panicked caller would just loop over and over again until the phone was unplugged. Soon it was pretty clear that these strange occurrences weren't just honest mistakes or faulty phone lines.
Okay.
One evening, the medical examiner came running down the hall in tears. She noticed that her scalpels and other tools had gone missing. She went to get more from the cabinet, but stopped cold at what she saw in the reflection. A ghostly silhouette of a Civil War soldier was standing over one of the corpses.
Ooh, spooky.
She spun around. It was gone. She barely noticed how cold the room had gotten before running off.
Okay.
Of course, the guys didn't believe her. Hell, I didn't either. Till I saw it with my own eyes. I was working late and got up to get more coffee. As I rounded the corner, I saw it in the reflection of the trophy case.
Okay.
He was staring right at me. He lifted an old, ghostly rifle and pulled the trigger. The trophy case fractured into a spider web of cracked glass, and I took off running. The captain didn't believe me and docked my next paycheck to replace the glass. I didn't care if people thought I was crazy. I know what I saw.
Damn.
People sometimes ask me if anyone else has seen it since, or if the specter still roams the halls. I always tell them the same thing. I wouldn't know. I transferred to Boston.
I wouldn't know. He ran away. He was like, I ain't deal with no ghost bullshit. Yep. Smart man. Alright, suppose we'll do this.
Each one of these keys is a felony. Each
Okay, that
one.
explains it.
You get that, right?
She's got illegal keys.
No? Alright, it's your funeral. Sit tight, relax. You're gonna be here for a while.
Fuck!
Alright, look, I might be able to help you. Is your mom's book from the Bell Killer case here?
Yes, and it would probably help me find my mom, but as I told you before, you're dead. How can you possibly help me?
I don't know, I'm pretty good at this shit.
Now, who did your
Oh,
mom
I'm a
work with
detective. I detect shit.
Who?
I don't know. She just called him bastard.
Baxter. Alright. His office was on the second floor. You stick with me, I'll get you there. Let's go.
Go where? They're watching.
Not for long.
Oh, I'm gonna poltergeist the camera out here. No camera. Don't tell me the door just opens. Fuck off! I'm sorry, what fucking police station is this? That she could just magically open the door to a holding cell It's not a holding cell. If the friggin' guy could get up and leave, I know it's probably like emergency purposes, but there'd be like a siren and shit. Whatever. Copy. How am I supposed to get her to move? Like, what's the goal here? Oh, I guess maybe talk to her again?
Follow my lead. I'll get you past these cops and to the door on the other side.
Okay.
Piece of cake.
Yeah. Last time you got caught, Magellan.
Magellan.
Stay low, or they'll see you.
Hope this night stays quiet.
I need to move him somehow. Hey, dude, look over here. Coffee!
Why don't you guys mess with this?
Hey, dude. Evil printer! Ooh, it's haunted! Go check it out.
Alright, let's go.
That's not supposed to happen.
Okay, gotta get this guy out of the way. I guess he would cross over and come check this out. No. Damn it. How do I get this guy to move?
Gotta have faith in the department.
Oh, I already used that printer.
Robinson's got the girl in the room right now.
Oh, maybe this one? Oh, there we go.
I will find out. Robinson seems...
Man, these guys are severely blind. They have no peripheral vision whatsoever. Oh, that's right. Demon. I gotta go around the other way. Right. Oh my god, the fucking frame rate. Can we not with the shitty frames? Good lord. Okay, where is she? Oh wait, do I need to talk to her again? Fuck me. God damn it. Hate that shit. Alright. Oh, frame rate. And I can't walk through this wall. That's real friggin' convenient.
Nice job, kid. We're almost there.
Don't need a cheerleader.
Hey, I got us this far, didn't I?
Dude, don't walk through the demon pit.
Kill Mr. Bullet Holes.
Hey, kid.
These things.
I can't get across there. You're gonna have to help me.
Well, can't you just fly over it?
Fly?
Yeah,
I'm a ghost, not
exactly.
a plane, all right?
I don't have
Look,
wings.
You need me to tell you which office is his.
You need me to tell you which office this is. You could just tell her that his name is Baxter?
Don't read any of my thoughts, or think anything creepy.
No.
This doesn't make sense.
Okay. Where she walks. Brody. Stepping in the mud puddle of demonness. Okay.
I got this.
Hey, Jim, Steve, how we doing? Hey, check this out. Who wants coffee?
I swear this place is haunted.
Why doesn't he ever talk?
That's one. I gotta get the other one, though. Oh, there we go.
Stay
Oh,
low,
god
but
damn
go
it.
faster than that.
Woo, you lucky shit. Turn him around just in time. Oh, I didn't see this one last time. Oh, no, I did. It was Rex with the mental illness thing, right? I don't think anybody's actually in here.
That was close. Where is everybody?
Downstairs?
Detectives usually work the day shift.
Okay, well, which office is Baxter's?
It's in the back hallway to the right.
Okay.
Would it make more sense if detectives worked night shifts? Because more crimes were committed during the night. So you would usually be detecting more shit overnight than you would during the day. And you'd have a better chance at catching criminals in the act. I don't know.
Are you trying to get caught? You're about as stealthy as a tornado.
The desk was like that when we got here.
Yeah, I know.
How many places can you hide a book in one tiny little room?
Who knows?
What's that? What is making those sounds? I mean, I heard a click, so I would assume the mugshot is probably the thing.
Looks like someone was hiding your real rap sheet. Now I have proof.
He never used that blackmail file against me.
Which means Baxter...
Sure, take your time.
Yeah, I
Rush,
mean...
I'm sure the book will find itself.
The holding cell is on the honor system. Yeah, 7 day. You're right.
Cops don't hide things in plain sight. I just need to figure this out.
Oh, great. Here we go. Another investigation. Find the witness mother's book. Didn't I find it earlier? Wasn't it like just a lot? Is it not the book right there? Or is that just her, like, just pamphlet for her business? I don't know. 10 clues? Oh, do not tell me it's this whole area. Okay, no. Thankfully, it's just this room.
Come on, we have to find that journal.
Alright, alright, alright. New message. Someone left a message on Baxter's voicemail. Okay. And he was so proud of making detective. Okay. Got a picture. Baxter graduated from Humanity Academy 2 years before I did. Terrors of 1692, Salem Disgrace. Baxter's been reading about Salem's history. It doesn't seem like something he would care about. Bragging? Bowling champion? So that's what Baxter does in his free time, huh? No? I guess so. Ticket out of town. Why would Baxter leave town? Ain't no way Baxter is the killer. That would just be fucking weird. That'd be way too obvious. Come on, there's like 3 more clues here. I can't find them. BOS. Brotherhood of Steel! Oh, war never changes. 7 Day says, cuts down on overhead if we don't pay someone to lock and unlock it. True though. Like imagine how fucked up that would be if every time you wanted to enter a building or something. It makes me think of the Ferengi in DS9. There's a point where there's an episode where Quark has to go to the home world to deal with his mom because his mom is caught, like they're like investigating her for fraud or whatever, because she was, the Ferengi women are not allowed to do business. It's a very misogynistic type of thing. So she got in trouble for doing some business and hiding it in a secret ledger under a fake name and all this. You know, basically it was big scandal, ready to ruin Quark. But while he's there, he goes to visit the Nagus, or was he going to see the Nagus or Brent? I think he was going to the FCA, the Ferengi Commerce Authority, to turn his mom in at one point in the episode, and he goes up the stairs, right, and he gets up there and he's winded, and he's like, oh my god, and then he goes to sit down and the clerk at the desk there is like, ahem, and he taps like a little tip jar for the gold pressed latinum that they use. So he has to like, he's like, how much for the chair? 4 slips. I'll give you 2 for the chair. 3 slips. Okay. And then he just pays for the chair, whatever. And then it's like 10 slips for the elevator or whatever. It's just the most evil capitalist shit you could think of. It's just they buy everything, the Ferengis, man. They're so weird. Yeah. Or like in Family Guy with Mr. Wishy-Washy with the electronic doorbell he's got on his door. You don't bing bong. You get out of my store. Every bing bong costs 2 cents. Oh shit. It's a good one. I love that shit. Let's see. Seriously? Oh, maybe the weights? Really? Nothing? What the fuck?
Hey, can you check that voicemail message?
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Baxter, I told you you're off the case. Now we need all the files in that psychic's book in my office now.
Rex?
Rex was still asking for the book, so it is probably still in here somewhere.
Okay.
Good.
So Baxter got taken off the case. Interesting. Wonder why. And probably because Rex wanted to take over the case because I was working the case, and then, he's like, no, I want to do it all by myself. Maybe, I don't know.
Don't bother me, just keep looking.
I am looking. Can't fucking find anything because this game is finicky with its inspect.
Jeez, man.
You gotta be standing in like the right spot with the right angle. It's a total pain in the ass. Oh. Sneaky. What caused that mark on the wall? It's a stain that matches the gun rack. Projected, drawn, or imprinted. Imprinted? There we go. Yeah, it's like a hidden bookcase. Sneaky. Oh, sneaky time.
There must be a latch inside that opens inward. I better tell the girl.
Hey, you with the face, open the thing.
I found it.
Show me.
There's a button on the side of the gun rack.
Yes, this is it.
Oh, please tell me you understand what all these symbols are.
Yeah, some of them.
Some of them.
That's weird. The last thing she wrote is he knows about me.
Oh god, that means he was after her.
You don't know that. Come on, we should move.
Oh, crap.
Wait, are we gonna do the convenient thing where she spills the pages and there's something he sees and he's like, wait a minute, I know that thing. Because God forbid he do any actual detective work and then they just leave the area or, like look over the book somewhere else or look over the book right here. I don't know.
Wait, what is that?
Literally, it's just shit. It falls into his lap.
The museum. That's strange.
Why is that strange? It's fucking Salem! She's into the occult shit in Salem, and there's a pamphlet for the freaking museum. The Witch Trial Museum. For the witches in Salem. Why are you thinking this is strange?
I don't know. Just take it and figure it out later.
It would be strange if your mom was not a psychic, right? Like, if you were a psychic, but your mom was not a psychic, that would be a more interesting plot development. And then it'd be like, well, why would she have this? She hated all the witch stuff. She told me not to do any of it. Like, what the fuck? Why would that be considered strange?
Head toward the back office.
Ah, shit.
We gotta go. Stay out of sight. Go, go!
Oh, this is gonna suck. Gala invitation. A Salem History Gala flyer. Why would this be in our mother book? I don't know. Okay. Over here.
Damn machine.
That was it? They sent one guy upstairs to find her. Not thinking that she could slip behind him and be sneaky. These are the just worst cops ever, bro.
I need to make sure the coast is clear. Rex.
Who's that?
Cop you need to avoid. Alright, you're gonna need to make a break for that room over there, but wait for my signal.
Hey, LT.
Yeah, we gotta be sneaky.
You know what this fire drill's all about?
Go, go, go. Come on.
Fire drill?
Ab, what is this place?
Bell Killer War Room. Everything we know about the case so far.
Well, I got what I need, so.
Oh,
hey. Yeah.
No.
You keep trying to do this alone, you're gonna get yourself killed.
How would I just leave it as. I'll owe you one.
And little shit locked the door, so I gotta go out the main door, which delays me so she can run off. And a couple of just escaped the police station and gained an ally. Well, shit. Okay. Did I see this one today? I think I did. Yeah. Oh, there's a clue up here. Suspect released. Detained young male with hooded sweatshirt released after rock solid alibi. Alright, 10 more in that case. One more ghost ability. What else we got? Got 4 more notes on the profiler's memories. Damn, we're still got like 20 to go on Julia's thoughts. 23 of whatever the hell this is. We got 4 more after this one. And then out of here, there's 14 to go. Another 8 for the witch trial history. Face itchy. Got the itchy face.
Hey! You can't get away that easy.
If you care about the case so much, find your own damn clue.
You won't
I am finding the clues. I'm finding all the clues. I'm doing all the work here. You just happen to have a body, you little shit. Woodmaker, help me. Oh, fuck. Runaway witness. Killer's motive. Killer's identity. Witness's destination. Woodmaker, help me. The mother's note, maybe? The motive? I don't fucking know. This shit's so up in the air. The mother's note? What did the mother's note even say? Leave now. Find my book at the station. Don't look back. We're not safe anymore. I'll try to find you before I am. Killer's motive. The Belker was probably looking for the witness's mother. Why would she be a target? I mean, he was targeting the mother. So I could help because she's in danger. Like you're in danger, dude. Witness said to the police station checked in on book. But his mother has been missing for a few days. She has no idea where to find her mom. You don't even know where to look, maybe? I feel like this is almost the shit from like Fallout 4 with the dialogue. Where you would say something in the dialogue wheel, right? In little choices for the dialogue. And then it would come out and say something completely different than what you actually intended to say. Like, that's what this feels like, because I'm just picking a thing of, like, I don't fucking know which thing is the right thing, because I don't know how the game is thinking. It's just weird. Fuck it, mom's note. Shot in the dark, bro.
Leave now, find my book at the station, and don't look back.
All right, listen. Your mom wrote that book to help find the killer. It's not gonna say what happened to her. The truths we're both searching for can only be answered by finding the killer. I need a pair of hands in the living world, and you need a detective.
Yeah, true.
The last case. Ashland Hill Cemetery. They can't see it, but it's there.
What?
I don't know. I guess my mom thought there was a case that was linked to the Bell Killer. Cops didn't.
Okay, we go there next. Ashland Hills.
We?
Come on, we need each other.
You need me a lot more than I need you.
Either way, partners.
Fine. For now.
Now is all I worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Ronan. My name is Ronan O'Connor.
I'm Joy.
They can't shake
Seriously?
hands.
And Ronin is better. Don't your parents think you'd be a medieval gladiator?
Mm.
So we're really going to a cemetery, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice
I have to
detail.
do something.
She has a
So
shadow,
I'll
but I
just leave
don't,
you
so
there.
I'm dead.
No, I'm not letting you ditch
If you
me again.
follow me, the deal is off. If it was meant to be, I'll see you there. If not, I won't.
You better show up to that cemetery, kid. You're the only living person I have left.
Oh. The little pilgrim chick's watching again. Joy needs my help to find her missing mother, and she can help track down the Bell Killer. Okay. So, what am I doing? Go to the cemetery. Okay. We go to the cemetery. Psychiatric hospital. Okay. Ugh, still trying to figure out how to get up here, because one of the things I need for the kerosene is up here. I guess eventually I'll have to get the teleport thing figured out. I don't know. Because it's right there, but there's no way to get over there. There's no hide or anything. Yeah, I'll just have to come back later. Who's the cemetery? Who's the cemetery? Tamatamini. I'm losing my mind. How you just walked right in. Like, it's a gate. I don't care. It's just walking right through.
I used to see this as Julia's final resting place. Now it's just where her body is buried. Guess I'll be buried here soon. This is home to neither of us. Just a place for others to come and remember what they used to know.
Oh, it's gonna be hiding in the trees. Somebody's sneaky. Bro's got an eternal cigarette. I love it. Oh. Hello. Oh, maybe this is when I learned to teleport. Whoever this is, they teach me how to do it. See, I feel like the side quest things could have been tied to the main story of like, oh, I need to know how to do these ghost abilities. And these guys have been here long enough that they've understood their abilities. Maybe I can figure out how they do it because I'm a detective and I can figure out, like, I can take on other abilities. Like, that would have been cool to have a couple of different characters in the form of these investigations you do. And along the way you learn these abilities, which I guess they're kind of doing with the badge system, but it just feels a little cheap. Because like it could just be more connected with the story, but they just didn't want to pay to have that many characters be developed.
Who?
Hi. And she's gone.
Great. Another freaky ghost chick is shadowing me.
She was out. She said, nope. She skedaddled. Jesus Christ.
Sorry it's been so long, Julia.
And you're gonna see her in like 5 minutes when you solve the case. It's fine. Ashland Hills Cemetery. Ooh, spooky. Yep, more notes and things. Oh, joy. Meaning behind Cheated Death. I had to ask about that Grim Reaper tattoo. I know it says Cheated Death right on it, but I didn't know how or why. Then he showed me the scar. Getting stabbed between the ribs like that could have easily been fatal. It's a miracle he's alive, and it didn't stop him from stealing again. He'll never learn. Why do I like that? I don't know. You're one of those weird chicks that's like, I can fix him. Except, I think in this case, she genuinely did fix him. And then he got killed because he, was being a good person trying to be a cop. Okay, okay, ghosts can't cross water. Alright. Hey, dude. Nice jacket. You good, buddy?
You okay?
I don't know. I was so drunk. We both were. One minute her hands were all over me, the next, I'm in the water. By the time I got back up here, she was gone.
Yikes.
She pushed you?
No, nothing like that. Like I said, I had one too many and lost my balance. I just didn't expect to find her missing when I got back. Something must have scared her off.
Yeah, like your floating corpse.
What?
Forget it.
What a dick!
I know I should go, but she might come back.
Yep. What up,
It
Joy?
makes you miss the warmth of the police station, doesn't it? Your secret errand was to get a flashlight?
Keep it down. I can't see you and we're not talking to each other. Got it? This place is crawling with people. Don't want to know.
Hey, we're still people.
Hey, you're whatever's left of people, bro. You're not exactly people.
The book says that there's a murder that happened right here. All I see are dead leaves and mud. This can't be a dead end.
Alright, dead end, really? Gotta
What
be
am I
fun.
gonna do?
Talk to the witnesses? I mean, if there's ghosts that have been hanging around, they probably saw something.
Just leave it to me.
And you determine if there is a link to the Bell Killer murders here. Okay. Oh, there's something in the river. Up. Okay, what can I learn from observing this? Tattered, living, sunken, or washed up. Tattered. And deceased. Body. Ooh, in the huh? Ghost man saw body. Another ghost saw the victim's body float down here from upriver. He might know more about it. That can't be the guy on the bridge. Because the guy on the bridge wasn't wearing a striped shirt. He was wearing a jacket. Huh? Crime scene tape. Cops must have left this behind after they finished their investigation. Okay. okay?
I know I should go.
Really wish this ghost vision would help to point out clues through walls and stuff. It does not. There's hidey spots, but not clues and things. I guess it's this guy.
What do you know about the girl who washed up here?
This thing floated down the river by her body. Think it ended up in the bushes over there.
Okay, murder weapon maybe? Something lost ashore in the bushes. Right here? Hard to see. Dark bushes.
It's too dark in these bushes.
Get Joy to come over here with the flashlight then.
Joy, I need your help getting something out of those bushes.
Okay.
Get the thing. Reach in there. Get it.
Yep, still a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, a rope.
I don't know if it's important, but this is all I could find.
Hmm.
What are we missing? Maybe some combination of clues?
Well, no shit, jackass. That's kind of what detecting is.
Wait a minute. There's something familiar about this.
It's a noose of some sort. Pattern of victim death, found body. Gotta be, right? Okay.
I need to get upriver, find out how she died. Better tell Joy.
Oh, wait. Oh, did I get all the things for this, or are we still doing it? Is this a multiple one, or what? I don't know. Hey, girl. How you doing?
Excuse me, but, do you see the police investigation here a few weeks back?
Not close up. I think there was something behind me, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Oh, there was more stuff. Damn it. I kind of want to restart it now. Because now it's not telling me there's more clues. Mausoleum? Oh, what? Nothing in here? Then why even let me come in here? Boom.
Quit bothering me.
Or maybe it's a multi-part thing. Okay, I gotta tell Joy something, I guess.
Body washed up on shore, so she was murdered upriver. But where?
I don't know. At your mom's house?
Miles of banks both sides. Might as well be looking for a needle in a haystack of needles.
Oh, geez,
Haystack of
maybe a
needles?
Needle stack. Crawling ghosts.
Hmm.
Wish we could just ask her, Sophia.
Sophia.
Holy crap, maybe we can. That's that ghost that was watching me.
Wait, the little
Freaky
pilgrim
girl,
one?
leave me alone.
Or the drowned one? That must have been her body that
She's the
washed
one in
up
the
on
photo.
shore then.
Damn it, stop doing that to me, will you?
Wait, don't leave me here with. Did you see that?
Yeah, she was talking to that dead.
A small favor.
Give her a chance. She can help all of us.
Oh, great, there's a freaking banshee here. That's fun.
Did you hear that?
Of course I heard that. Demons.
Oh, Joy. What do you care? They're not gonna do anything to you. You're living.
Shit.
Sophia, that girl's been watching me in the cemetery with the murder victim. I need to find her. Ah, oh, great. There's 5 million of these fucking things. Where'd it go? There were like 3 of them, right? Oh, there he is. on, you jackass. Oh, I do not have all night for this. Gotcha. Up X. One down. Gotcha. There you go. We'll turn around. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. I thought I could get him. But I guess you can't get them when they're frenzied like that. Woo. You gotta wait for them to chill out. Good lord. Back over there now. Come on. Gotcha. There we go. Okay. That was scary. That was very scary. Looking around for more clues. Let's stroll through the graveyard. Ooh, give me. Graveyards are fascinating places for me, especially the old parts. I suppose it's like the museum. Ronan, like a champ, came with me and listened patiently while I blather on about colonial governors who were buried here, about the massive graves and plague victims of the 1660s, of the yellow fever that struck down so many canal workers a century ago. So much life and death has happened in this town, and what a peaceful place to get perspective on all of it. Yeah, that's true. Ashland Cemetery, Silent Shores. This must have been the cemetery before. Or like some walls they must have took out a while ago. Reckless Ronan. I suppose I should expect it. A man with that many tattoos isn't afraid of pain and isn't afraid of doing something today he'll regret tomorrow. But if I'm going to be attached to him, I need to have some assurance that he cares if he lives or dies. I hear stories of the chances he takes, and I hope he's just trying to impress me, because if not, one of these days he's going to barge into a situation and come out in a box. Well, you know, now you can say you told you so. So, you know, yeah, he was right.
Come on, man. It can't be that hard. Then you get over here and try it.
Okay, I know it's steel or iron or something, but it's just like a fence, right? I mean, how much can it weigh?
The hell are they doing?
Should have brought a crowbar.
Yeah, we always bring a crowbar when we're hitchhiking to Boston in the middle of the night.
Just get your ass over here.
Why are you hitchhiking to Boston in the middle of the night? What is happening here?
This whole thing was your idea.
Huh?
Damn! This thing's gotta be welded shut or something.
No. I'm sure they have doors ready for easy access after they put dead bodies inside.
Next time, remember the crowbar.
Next time? Wait. Where's the flask?
I thought you had it.
No, you... Did you put it down somewhere?
It's around. Just keep looking. It's essential equipment for a road trip, you know.
Are these the guys in the apartment that wanted to head up to Boston for his birthday, but they don't want to waste the gas, so I guess they're trying to hitchhike their way there?
This is not going to end well. Whose idea was this?
Guess it'll make a good story later. Haven't had this much fun in ever.
Okay. Well, can't go that way. Let's see what's behind door number 1. Nothing. What about door number 2, Jan? Oh. A guy. With the weirdest looking gun ever. What in the fuck is that? He got an army helmet. Is he supposed to be like a World War I veteran? Because he doesn't look like it. This guy is very confusing. What's good, dude?
Hi, kid. Who's the hero?
My great-grandfather. I found a bunch of his things from the war in the attic. I even had a drink from his flask. No one in the family ever talks about him, though. I think it's because of his gory stories of the war. It must have been great to stick someone with a bayonet or paint a wall with someone's brains.
Trust me, kid. Stuff like that stays with you forever. You only find yourself wishing to forget.
So what?
Yeah.
He was a hero. I'd do anything to be remembered like that. Instead, people think I'm a coward who committed suicide.
I'm sorry, kid.
I didn't do it. I don't know how it happened, but I'm no coward. And if I were still alive, I'd slit the throat of every person who ever called me one.
Okay, yeah.
Touchy subject. I get it.
Yeah, those are fighting words.
People like you will never understand.
People like you will never understand. I mean, to be fair, yeah, I am a badass hero. I'm literally the main character, so... He's kind of got a point there. Yeah, there she goes again. Alright, you little shit. Back here, will you? Ooh la la. Yeah, baby. What you doing?
I don't know what you're doing, but...
Finally. It's about time they sent someone.
Sent who?
Look, I think you got the wrong guy. Who were you expecting?
What?
Who's supposed to maintain this place? I mean, just take a look around. These aren't just rocks, they're reminders. No one else may care, but I refuse to just let mine crumble away. I refuse to be forgotten.
It's a freaking rock, my guy.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Does this look okay to you?
Dude, it's a rock. A square rock, but still, just a rock. Yeah, the sanctity of graveyards... I think monuments really should be reserved for, like, heroes, you know? And not in the, oh, we're all special heroes in some way or another, we're all good people. Yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I could see there being, like, a communal graveyard where there's, like, one monument to everyone that's buried there, if you're just a regular person. And then you could have, like, another monument, like, individual monuments for, like, important townspeople or something, you know? That's kind of interesting. Why Ronan became a cop. Ronan was unusually philosophical today. He doesn't really say these kinds of things, but he kept going on about karma and how he needed to redeem himself from some past misdeeds. I'm assuming he's talking about the crimes in his past, and that's why he needs to become a cop. To atone, he said. It was the only way he could see fixing his life. Okay.
Here we are.
Go meet Cleaver, dude.
Part of the graveyard, which was
Come
founded
on,
in
buddy.
the 1660s.
Leave the poor girl alone.
Was that before or
Poor
after
girl.
the trials? Oh,
She and her investigative news team
Did everyone
put me
hear
on
that?
death row.
This young lady
Now,
just
hold
There's a
on
bug.
a second.
this happened before
Whatever
or
you
after
did put
the
you on
famous
death row,
trials.
not her.
It actually
Please,
happened
if it wasn't for her, they wouldn't have found out.
So this graveyard
You should have seen the
like
pride in her eyes as they put the bag over my head and pumped me full of chemicals.
So if you'll
She
just
likes to pretend that it doesn't bother her, like she's stronger than that. But I know it does. I can see it when she sleeps.
So you're haunting her for the rest of her life?
No. I'm waiting for her death. And I want a front row seat. Then, we'll have a little talk.
So these are the kind of guys that just turn into demons. They wait too long and they don't move on.
She brought this on herself.
I mean, he's probably gonna end up in hell, so I can understand why he doesn't want to move on.
Wonder if it's really haunted. felt a chill. Was it a ghost?
Probably the scandalous stuff they can't talk about. There's so much more than witches in this town. I think they really like this part. So peaceful now. But some terrible things happen to these people.
I guess they're getting like a graveyard tour or something.
Such a small tour. Well, I guess it is late at night.
Why did so much sickness?
My leg is itchy. Okay. Oh. Got a thing. 12 of those? Fuck me with the heirloom. Okay. Oh. There's a flask on the side here. I don't think that's relevant though. Oh, are we going the back way to get to the insane asylum? Yellow Fever Memorial. Many brave workers from Salem who made the Panama Canal possible, changing world commerce, died in this facility from the dreaded yellow fever of 1904. Okay. Doctor Guy? Looks like Doctor Guy. What up, Doc? Oh, he's got a book. Dr. Trotter's Findings. Who the fuck is Dr. Trotter? Nothing like a good book. Am I right?
Nothing like a good book.
Shh. Not now. I can't be bothered. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something?
Of what, exactly?
Fine, I'll just look around myself then.
Don't touch anything. If you must know, I'm on the verge of figuring it out, piecing it all together.
Right.
No offense, but these medical books seem a little out of date. I don't think you're breaking any new ground here.
Why would I do that when there's so much old ground that needs figuring out? Let me ask you, do you know what the oldest known malady is? Of course you don't, so I'll just tell you. It's death.
Right.
And every culture in the world has a book on the subject, usually lost and usually taboo. I've dedicated my life to unraveling the mysteries of death. I'm close, but there's still something missing.
Some things are just better off lost.
Yeah.
Leave me be, I'm working.
Okay. And a lantern? Yep, that would be a lantern. What up, girl? What's the deal?
So what was this place?
I don't know. I heard them say it was some kind of field hospital or something. Please, get me out of here. It's not what they say it is. Not with him here.
Him?
Who?
Like the doctor?
Dr. Trotter.
Oh.
I don't understand. What do you mean this wasn't a hospital? What was it?
A slaughterhouse.
I wish I could help. I really do. I'm sorry.
I'm too tired to fight.
So I guess Dr. Trotter was crazy and he was experimenting on people to try to cure death or something. Yeah, where are you gonna go now?
I'm on your side. I just want to ask you a few questions.
I don't think she can talk.
Why can every friggin' ghost teleport but me? I'm gonna have to figure this shit out.
Yeah. Display destination marker. You can move the marker with right. Release teleport. Okay, cool. See, this is what I'm talking about. They should have incorporated this into, like, Poltergeist and all the other stuff. To really, you know, set it up as, oh, he's a detective, so he can think through how to do this, and his abilities just come to him faster than the other guys. It doesn't take him as long to figure it out. Because he's a smart guy. Okay. I guess just drop down. Yeah. Well, what have we here? Hello? Oh, now I'm on the backside. And I've got some frame dippage because, I don't know, they just decided to poorly optimize their shit. Hello.
Oh.
Help! This one is getting delirious again. I'm afraid he's gonna have another seizure.
Just comfort him as best you can. His internal organs are failing. He doesn't have long now.
Oh, that's gotta suck. You get sick and die, and then you, like, continue being sick when you're a ghost that can't move on?
I can't talk right now. Can't you see this man is in pain?
None of us have very long. Please! Help!
Okay, then. Sorry, boys, not a doctor. I'm a detective. New roses tattoo. Something I wasn't expecting. A new tattoo on Ronan. It's nice that this one isn't about crime or some violence. It's about me, in fact. Us, really. 2 intertwined roses right over his heart. I guess he's in this relationship for good. Kind of crazy he put it over the tattoo about his parents. Ooh. Interesting. This way? Gramophone. Medical journals. Cool. Not getting any, like, notes off of those. Just observe. We going outside. Hello.
Just hold on, will ya?
Ugh, you little jackass. Good Lord. Yeah, that's cool. You can actually go on multiple levels with it. Sweet. Checking all the nooks and crannies here. There's gotta be something. Oh, there's a dude in the ground. You good there, fella?
No one should end up like this.
I wish I could agree, but it's all my fault. I let people believe that I was something I'm not. They called me a war hero, but I was just a coward. For years, I'd retell gruesome war stories of how I crushed the enemy. But they were just lies I told in exchange for free drinks at the bar. I never saw any combat.
Well, you pissed somebody off to get here.
He was going to expose me for the fraud I was. So I tried to kill him.
But he found out before you could do it.
He and some buddies dragged me out here and left me to die. No one ever came looking for me. Too ashamed, I suppose.
I don't be so hard on yourself. I've put away men a lot worse than you.
Yeah, I mean, Soul and Valor is fucked up, though.
That damn flask has brought nothing but trouble.
Flask? Okay. Various cure-alls. So I guess that's the veteran guy that the guy in the mausoleum was talking about, his grandfather or whatever. So it turns out he wasn't even a hero. He was just a liar. Actually, what do I need to rebuild stuff now if I can teleport? Don't tell me the game's gonna start hiding stuff on ledges. Okay, there's only certain things you can teleport to. There's a news crew out here. What the hell are you guys doing? Nothing. Anything behind the chair? No. That would make too much sense. Oop, got a clue here.
This is Travis the Ghost Trapper.
This is nowhere near over. So many deaths, but likely many more yet to come. I can't help but believe this graveyard will only get more full.
Phantasms?
Joy's mother is afraid of the bell. Killer will strike many more times before he's
Travis,
caught.
don't you think that's a little over the top?
Okay, cut.
Oh, they're doing like a ghost show?
How many times have I told
That's
you,
hilarious.
don't correct me on
It would help if you knew what you were talking about. Who actually watches this show?
Let's sound more tough on this take. Hope he's got the moonlight behind me.
She, I gotta sound more tough. I hope he's getting my good side. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Now, as you know, since there's such a violent history to this place, there's likely to be a great
The guy's
deal
just
of
messing with him,
paranormal activity.
standing in front of the camera.
What was that? Definitely a paranormal event. I heard it too.
If I walk through the guy, does he freak out?
Some spirit.
That'd be cool if there was some sort of reaction. That's a shame. Moving on. Nice place to study.
Picked a quiet place to study.
Did you fall for it too?
Ah, my legs.
When are they gonna let me out of here? I'm gonna kill those frat guys once I get out.
Buddy?
When was the last time you tried just walking out? Something tells me it'll be easier than you remember.
Oh yeah? How's that? The door doesn't open from the inside, genius.
You'll figure it out.
Whatever, old man. I'll figure it out myself.
Nope. Oh, there's a clip there. I tried to walk through the wall, there's a clip. Okay. Through the hole. Gotcha. And you're done. Okay. Yep. I'm sneaky. I'm a sneaky boy. Okay, come on, you Dementor-looking motherfucker. Hurry up. Trying to wrap this stream up. Gonna get you. Ah. Beat. Okay. Let's see what's up now. Anything of interest? Mayhaps. No.
Sure is cold out here.
Yeah, probably.
William Pynchon? I don't know. 1723 to 1789, the foremost chronicler of common daily life in this uncommon town. Okay, so I guess he was like a journalist.
Should have brought our warmer jackets.
So, you think the witches can win the division this year?
How can witches? Oh, you mean our football team? Yeah, I think we stand a pretty good chance.
You spend a lot of nights at practice. Must be nice to just have some nights to hang out.
Yeah, it's nice.
Sure is cold out here. Your jacket looks really warm.
Yeah.
What a dumbass. Sure is cold. Your jacket looks warm. Dropping the passive-aggressive hints. He's just not even gonna give her the jacket. I mean, to be fair, you should have brought your own jacket. All right, that's a quality. All right, just saying.
Glad she just wants to talk. It's nice that she's so interested in football.
Oh yeah, that's what she wants. Football.
What's a girl gotta do to get a little affection?
Show your tits.
Jeez, I practically throwing myself at him.
Staring right down at her tits for some reason. I love it. Funny as hell. Okay. What do we have in here? Nothing. Okay. Move along, I guess. What is in here? Nothing. Oh, goes out the other side, though. Wait, so which way? Do I gotta go this way, or... I don't really have a map here. Oh yeah, okay, so she's going that way. I'm gonna go the other way. Like, collect more things.
You know, I'm pretty sure there are ghosts of witches right around this spot.
Don't worry, little boy. I'll protect you.
That works for me.
No games. That's an awesome girl. Tonight's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one.
Aw.
Boys aren't that complicated.
Very true. Very true. The male of the human species is pretty fucking simple. You feed us, you give us a pat on the head every now and then, and you stay out of our way when we want to, like, you know, do some manly shit. Like, usually manly, stupid shit. Or better yet, help us plan the manly, stupid shit. So that we end up with, like, minimal concussions from said stupid shit. That's about it, really. Okay. Anything else around? No. Yep. Guess that's about it on this side. Here we go. Oh, little side spot. Sneaky, sneaky. But is that just a little hiding spot? Man. Nothing over there. Sucks. Will you quit teleporting away from me, you little jackass? Rex on Ronan's record. I told Rex about when Ronan told me about the chrono past. He looked concerned, but not for my safety. He just knows how tough it is to put a life together after building a rap sheet. Even if you're completely reformed, people don't give you a chance. Hearing this gave me a new sympathy for Ronan. He's working so hard to make a life for himself. I will have to think about this carefully. See, I think that's another difference between American law enforcement and, like, Chinese law enforcement in the way the culture works. In America, if you go to prison, you're just fucked. Employers won't hire you, people will look down on you, all this. And the more crimes you committed, or if you got a felony, I love this one. This is hilarious to me. If you get a felony, then you go to prison, then you get out, you no longer have a constitutional right to a firearm. It's exceedingly strange that all these, like, ammo-sexual pro-gun people, they love the idea of, like, yeah, freedom, yeah, America, yeah, everybody should have guns, yeah. And yet, I basically never hear them mention that one. Of, like, hey, when you go to prison for a felony and you get out, that should be the end of it. Like, because you already paid your debt to society by being in prison. Now, we can argue about how somebody pays their debt to society, sure. You know, with like, community service or whatever after they get out, maybe, I don't know. But it's just one of those things of, like, if the person already went to prison, how are you going to punish them twice for that crime? You know? It's like, it's crazy. And that, I think, is another thing in China, is they think a lot about saving face and dishonoring their family and stuff. And they really don't want to draw that kind of attention to themselves. So that's something that keeps them from being arrested in the first place, is if they act foolish, they'll not only make themselves look foolish, they'll make their family look bad too. And that'll just be like, it's just fucked up, you know? Like, there's a lot more shame over there of, like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. You know, it's a lot of rules, but at the same time, it's self-imposed rules. And I think over time, China will become more liberal in the sense of, like, freedom and chilling out. You know, maybe they scale back some of their drug things, maybe they scale back some of their internet use things, whatever. over time, as the young take over, they might see the wisdom in the way the old people were doing it, but then they'll say, I see that, but we're all educated, we're all civic minded, we can handle it. Let's try a little bit, and see how people handle it. And then if people go overboard, we'll go right back to it. We'll wait until people are able to handle themselves before we allow them certain, blanket freedoms that are just for everybody forever. That's the weird part. It's all like, the First Amendment is interesting because we have all freedom of speech, right? Except for libel, slander, and direct threats of violence. Those are like the three no-nos. So you can't really lie about people. Now here's the interesting thing. Slander and libel, right? That's just the same thing of, like, defaming someone's character. That can get you in trouble. Just generally lying, though, as they say, there's three kinds of lies. There's lies, damn lies, and statistics, right? And people lie all the fucking time using statistics. They make shit up out of nowhere, And do I think people should go to prison for it? Not necessarily. I think prisons need to be changed into a different format to begin with. Like, you shouldn't just stick a guy in a box. It should be like a re-education center of mandatory reform classes, technical trade classes, so when they get out of prison, they have skills they can use to get a job or something. That kind of thing. But at the same time, it's like, there needs to be some kind of censure or punishment for just a blatant fucking lies. Like when Trump gets up there and he's like, oh, I stopped all these wars and the communists and the blah 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 blah. Like, he tells lies a fucking 1,000 times a day and nothing happens to them. What does that teach people? Well, that teaches people in our culture, in our society, that it is totally fine to be a liar because nothing bad will happen to you if you lie. Like, from the societal standpoint. Now, personally, if you're a liar and people find out you're lying about shit, then, okay, you might, like, harm relationships. But there's no greater backlash from the community. Because, again, America, individualist. China, collectivist. It's two different ways of thinking, right? Because in China, when they do their education, that's part of their education, is to be collectivist. You are taught to think of the group before yourself. And that's not to say ignore yourself, right? They teach you to handle your own shit. But you put it's literally just Vulcan logic at that point. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one, right? And there's no greater honor than to sacrifice something of the individual to aid another individual, or even better, if your sacrifice adds up to aiding the entire group, then that's like, wow, you're basically a hero, you're a great guy. And that leads to a culture, when you teach people like that naturally leads to a culture where people are super inviting and chill, and you go to China and you hang out with people and they share, it's common for them to, like, share cigarettes with people they just met, to be like, yeah, here's a smoke. Even if you don't smoke, it's considered rude to, like, deny the cigarette, because it's, it's like it's a cultural thing, right? It's a form of respect. I mean, and there's, like, so many stories of people where it's like, oh yeah, we just met this guy, and then he invited us into his house for tea. Like, what? Just randomly meeting people on the street. And I believe the thing they say in China is they don't say, like, hi, how are you? They don't actually say how are you. I think the thing is are you eating or have you eaten, right? Which is to say, like, oh yeah, have you eaten, right? Because they have a 5,000-year-old culture. They have, like, a big landmass where the first thing somebody might be thinking of when they meet you is they're hungry. If you give them food, then their mind is right. They're not emotional anymore because they're not thinking about being hungry. Now they're satiated. Now you can have an intelligent, civilized conversation. You get to share a meal. You get to know each other. You have a little snack together. It's great. You break bread. In a lot of ways, the Chinese, with their communist philosophies, are better Christians than the supposed Christians, right? Because a lot of people just don't realize Jesus was basically the first communist. Look at all of his teachings. Look at the way he does shit. And tell me that, like, welcome the stranger, don't, share, right? Render unto Caesars those things which are Caesar's, right? So, like, follow the rules for the collective you live in, but also don't, like, don't be a dick, essentially. It's like, a lot of the time he's like, hey, just don't be a dick. I mean, there's literally, if you ever want to read the Bible and get a gist of Jesus without all the bullshit getting in the way for the most part, read the Jefferson Bible. It's a very interesting read because Thomas Jefferson, he took the Bible and he took it in all the versions that had been printed up to that point. It was I believe it was the King James Bible, and he had an English one, a French one, and a German one, I want to say, or was it in Latin? I don't know. Anyway, he took like all the bestsellers, all the well-known ones, and all the different translations, and he had like 3 of them, and he took an actual razor and he cut the pages out. He looked for every instance of Jesus saying or doing something directly, not somebody referencing what Jesus said or what Jesus did, but the Bible saying, and then Jesus did this, and Jesus said, like anytime Jesus is like proven with like scholarly evidence, right, from biblical scholars to like, yeah, we know we all pretty much agree that's a real thing that happened. He cut all those parts out. The Bible goes from being this thick to about that thick. It's basically a pamphlet. So like you take the Bible, you look at just Jesus's be nice and don't be a dick stuff, it cuts down to about that much. And it's fascinating because one of the earliest things for Jesus when he was a younger man, he sits down, and I'm not religious by any means. That's a bunch of fairy tale bullcrap. But it is interesting to look at the way this character is written, and you see Jesus is encouraging the farmers to lay down on a Sunday, right, and just take a rest and do nothing all day. And the landowners, right, the owners of the farm, the bosses who were used to taking Sundays off because they're like or it was like the priory or something. Anyway, point being, there was like some older dudes and they were looking at the younger farmer guys and be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Get back to work. And Jesus is like, dude, it's the Sabbath, right? And you're taking your Sabbath rest because it's the holy day, right? And the older guy's like, well, yeah, but that's because yeah. And he's like, well, that's what they're doing. There you go. And he's basically like, I am Son of God. I told them to. Because, and it wasn't even because he was the Son of God. It was, he was using the rules of the authority itself. The authority itself had already established in that region that, yes, we follow this day as the holy day, and the Lord has said, do not do any work on this day, right? It is a rest day. And if everyone else, if the landowners are going to rest, then so will the workers. Tell me that doesn't sound like a freaking mandated break time. Doesn't that sound like, some communist seize the means type shit? That's basically what it is. And you're telling me Jesus was not the first communist. Piss off, okay? I do not like the right-wing Jesus. The right-wing Jesus is a dick. It's just completely made up. It's bullshit, The righteous fury of whatever. Jesus didn't do no righteous fury or nothing. The only thing he even did that came close to that was, like, whipping the dudes in the temple. Also, the Bible says, don't do usury, and yet capitalists love to do usury. So, figure that one out. I don't understand that anybody that can, like, be actively not only opposing communism, but praising capitalism, and also claim to be a Christian. It's like, dude, your own holy text said that usury was bad, and you're not supposed to have, like, high interest rates and stuff. Like, that's bad. That's, like, universally bad according to the ancient world, and even your own holy book was like, that's bad, don't do that. That evil. Ew. No. Satan. Bad. Don't be doing usury. And yet, what the fuck? I swear. Anyway, graveyard history plaque. The original graveyard was much smaller than it is today because of its proximity to the waterway. It has been used as a quarantine location twice in its history. Once for immigrants from England in 1665 who had developed the bubonic plague on their journey across the Atlantic, and once for workers on the Panama Canal who were sick with yellow fever in 1904. Both cases, the victims were housed near the graveyard, and when they died in large numbers, expanded it. Interesting. Alright, are you done now? Oh, she's standing on the water. That's creepy.
Just stop. I'm on your side. I'm trying to figure out who killed you.
Oh, she pointing.
Yeah, I'm a cop.
7 Day says everyone just picks and chooses from it. Yeah, exactly. But at least if you look at like the Jefferson version, that's at least honest and is like, yeah, Jefferson cherry picked the parts of the Bible that were only about the word of God or the Son, at least, It's like, that's fair. that's fair, because when Jesus comes, he's supposed to be the avatar of God on earth. He is the Word, right? Like, listen to him. That's the whole fucking point. He is the Messiah. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. Oh my god. You got like the fishes and the loaves and all that shit. It's like, welcome the stranger and all this. You know, it's like, just do that. Be a nice guy. What's hard about this? And it's just crazy. Because they're like, oh, we got to convert everybody to Christianity. Yeah, except your own holy book says if somebody rejects the word, that you don't force your religion on them. It says let them go in peace. You don't let them, like, you don't badger them about it. Because why? Because, I mean, even just from a tactical standpoint, you're not going to get what you want by acting like a dick. You act like a dick about your religion, so people already don't want to be part of your religion. And then if you bang on and on about it and make your religion look like shit, people are going to get a bad idea of your religion, which is what has happened to Christianity. In that, do I think the original idea of Christianity was better than the other religions at the time? Yeah, sure, maybe. Right? There's like different, you know, I mean, a religion's just the opiate of masses anyway. It's all just used to distract and to befuddle the simple-minded. And you can take that one to the bank. I don't give a shit. But that's the thing. It's like, it's been corrupted. If it ever was good in the first place, it's been corrupted. The same way with like America. If you could ever say America was good at any point, you could maybe argue that for a brief period during and directly after the Civil War, the Union was good-ish. Like, we were on our way to becoming a decent, like, socialist, like, state, which would have been really good. But the Reconstruction failed, and it's been all downhill. But that's if you can even argue that one. Whereas, you know, it can be argued that America was never good, because America was just a colony of the British Empire, and we continued the empire stuff. So as Britain declined in its empire, we rose in our empire, and now our empire is coming to a fall, because empires tend to last only about 250 years. Here we are. Oh my god. Somebody says we need a Bible remake, make it more cohesive. Yeah, that's the thing, is they all need to sit down and just agree on like what the most like understandable thing is with the Bible, you know? I mean, there's a famous one of like people wearing two kinds of clothing. So like if you wear anything that's like polyester, you're completely fucked, because that's two types of fabric being woven, and the Bible says you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to eat like fish on Fridays or something. You can't eat like you must. I think it's like you can't eat fish on Friday and you must eat fish on Wednesdays or something. You know, it's just ridiculous the way it's used. Oh, tree. Rope. Rope on tree.
My God, you're not trying to escape me. You want me to see something.
Okay, you could have done that. You could have just said, hey, come here, instead of running the whole time. Okay, what is this? Check out what Sophia's ghost is pointing at. What is making that noise? Crack, rope. Oh, it sounded like a branch. Hang on, I'm gonna check it one more time. Weathered remains of tree branch. Deep scratch caused by something heavy hitting tree. Rope tied around the tree. Rope tied around tree, maybe to a ship? Maybe the tide rose and smacked the thing in and... Did it break the branch? Fuck you, game. Oh my god. That doesn't sound like bark being cracked. That sounds like a fucking branch being snapped off. Oh my god, it's so annoying. So, what have you been doing while I've been yapping? Because you weren't in the chat for a while. You guys kind of like come in and out. Am I just background noise? Am I like when people leave the TV on for the pets when they leave? You know, I'm like the Price is Right and you're the cat. Like you just there, you know, looking at Warhammer lore and shit, using me to fill the room.
Just stop. I'm on your...
Okay. Tree. So it's got to be the bark then. Okay, what happened? What the fuck?
I knew it. The Bell Killer. Why would he go to all this trouble to kill you this way? Hey, it's okay. You can come out of the water now. It's okay, come on. I'm on your side.
You gonna drag my ass in? I swear. 7 Day says cleaning. Yep. Big facts. Big facts. Yeah. Speaking of cleaning, I gotta end this stream here and get to my laundry. The killer used a strange chair contraption to drown Sophia. Like, what the fuck? What a dick. Sophia, honey.
I don't know about any contract. Please.
Contract?
Just stop.
The hell is this?
Keep.
Contract? What did he mean by contract?
Grab her hand, jackass! He's trying to tell you shit.
No. This is the memory of your murder. You're too young. You shouldn't see this.
Bro, it's closure. She has to know what happened. Sophia emphatically denied knowing about a mysterious contract, and the Bell Killer asked her about this. Just do it, dude.
I swear I don't know about any contract. Please, just stop. Why are you doing this to me? Who are you? What are you
That's
doing?
not good.
You're him! Oh, no! I don't want to.
That symbol.
Stop it! Please, just.
There's the tree.
Please! No.
Well, that's gotta suck.
He drew on you. His symbol. It must have meant something.
Oh, she's gonna freak out now. Chill. Take a breath, dude. Ow, my head. Wait, isn't that what happened with Joy? Same thing. Joy screamed and it, like, gave him a headache. Okay.
Oh, that's that. I should get back to Joy.
Yep. Alright. Move that, I suppose. Now we can teleport. Cool. Two more for that. Okay, what do we got here? Nope. Smoking Ronin. Those cancer sticks are going to drive Ronin to an early grave. Well, she's not wrong. I did meet an early grave, just not because of the cigarettes. I know it's something he enjoys, but I had to confront him today. I said, if you care about living in an old age with me, you'll give up those damn things. He said he'd given up plenty for me, and that should be enough. Not exactly the most sensitive reply, but Ronin is Ronin. I think he never imagined he would grow to old age, not with the life he lives. I mean, yeah, he's right. He won that argument. He did not grow to an old age. Oh, I can't go up here? Weak. A little finicky. There's a lot in this game that's finicky, though. Okay. Oh, do not tell me this is like one of two. God damn it. Am I gonna have to go back to the doc? Did I miss one? I might have to go back to the doctor. Shit.
Ronan, I heard screams and it's good that you're okay.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I'm still dead.
I mean,
You
yeah.
found something.
Yeah, I did. Bell Killer drowned the girl in the lake, let her body float downriver.
My mother was right. This is a Bell Killer case. Did you find anything about my mom? Memory residue or something?
Sorry.
Memory residue.
And it's a good thing you didn't see what he did.
That's
to the
what it
girl.
is.
This guy is... he's sadistic. One weird thing is that he confronted the girl about a contract before he offed her.
Contract? I don't think I've seen anything about a contract. Wait. Another case, possible Bell killer survivor. Iris Campbell. Diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, incoherent ramblings about persecution, and a contract.
Again.
Yep.
And where does it say where she is?
We go into the
It
insane
just says
asylum?
Lux Eterna. Is it a place?
Yeah. Lux Eterna is a mental hospital.
Of course it is. Okay, ready to go?
Actually, go on ahead. I need to visit someone here.
Aw.
Oh.
I'm sad.
So I'll meet you at the hospital. Worse nightmare than this.
There's Julia. No. He misses his wife.
So, we'll be together soon.
Yeah, there comes Rex. No. It's so sad. So very sad.
I'm sorry, Julia. I got some bad news.
Don't worry, bro. She already knows.
She already knows. That's fucked up. Don't worry, she already knows. That's a fucked up thing to say. Funny though. I want to go back and find the thing. We'll save that for next time. I know. There's like one piece left to that one, but we'll just get that later. So when I end the stream, and then next time we can wrap everything up and then go do the main story. Now that we have the teleportability, that's like the last ability we need. And then we can just do some like hunting for the last couple of clues and whatnot. Alright, there might have been a Bell killer attacker survivor. She might know something. Alright, let me check the checkpoint for where I'm at here. Okay, right here. Good, that works. Cool, so where are we at with all the clues and stuff? Let's see, Ghost Girl, already did that one. The street. I'm missing 5 things out of the street, which is weird. Did I not get all the points here? I'm so confused. I thought I looked at like the gun and all that on the street, but maybe I had to like reset it at checkpoint and I forgot to look at the other stuff lying on the ground. I don't know, maybe. So we got apartment 4A, we got the church. And we've got the war room, Baxter's office. Yep. Missed a couple of things on Shoreline, I guess. Or maybe we'll have to like come back to it later. I don't know. Very weird with the way the investigations work in this game. There's like evidence you need, but then there's also evidence you don't. I don't know. It says 95 out of 103, so we're missing what, 8? So there's 1, 2, 3 there, and 5 there. Yep. So basically all the clues have been gotten so far. So we're not going to get a perfect score, but you know, that's just because the game likes to fuck me, and I have to reset checkpoints, and then I forget what evidence I've looked at and what evidence I have, and moving on. Yeah, so we got all the abilities, done with my life. Need 10 more about the killer, 12 more about Julia, good on Rex, good on Baxter. Need 3 more for the profiler memories, 23 of whatever the hell that is. Let's see, we've got Heirloom and Eternal Flame going, and that's 5 out of 8, so there's going to be 3 more after these 2, good lord. 14 out of 25 for the plaques. Then the witch trials. We haven't been to the museum yet, so that's going to be another location. Okay. So yeah, there's more chances to find more things. eventually. Ah. Get rid of that. I gotta go do my laundry. Well, I've done the laundry. I just gotta fold the laundry now. I know. Fun. Always so fun with the laundry. I hate being an adult, dude. I hate folding laundry. I was promised a future where we all wore jumpsuits and robots did everything. We're almost to the robots do everything part, but I'm still not seeing the super cool jumpsuits. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. Anywho, that's gonna wrap it up for now. Again, the story is pretty nifty. It's just all the actual gameplay mechanics are just so mid. Like, you just walk around and click on stuff. And that's it. There's no... I thought, oh, okay, you're a detective. You're going to detect some shit. There's going to be piecing together clues. There's going to be ciphers and coded languages and having to backtrack somebody's, like, day, you know, based on little ghostly, like leftover residue, you know, and you have to put together. I was expecting something at least a little closer to Batman, because in Arkham... Well, I think in all the Arkham games, there's that element. But I think it was Arkham Knight that did it the most with the crime scene investigations. Something like that. Or am I thinking Arkham City? It might be Arkham City. Anyway, point being, you guys know in the Batman games, they have the whole, like, let's, like, investigate the crime scene. You look around with your bat goggles. You find the evidence. You scan everything. Then you have to reconstruct the scene. I was expecting something like that. You know, but just a little more in depth of like, oh, if you line up this piece with this piece and then they go together, and then I just feel like it's missing an element of puzzles. I don't get it. I mean, why make a game out of this when you could have just pitched this as a movie? And like, what was the budget for this? I'm curious. What's the budget on the fucking game though? Of course, when I look for the word budget, it's not in here. Game came about because Square Enix wished to appeal more towards the Western market. Yosuke Shiokawa, creative director of Square Enix, came up with the idea of a game where the player was a ghost and pitched it to the development team at Airtight. Airtight came up with various concepts, some of which were almost superhero ghost stories, or superhero stories, according to Matt Bruner, Airtight's chief creative officer. In an interview with IGN, Shiokawa noted that he was inspired from watching the movie Die Hard, and asked himself, what if John McClane died? What if John McClane was killed? Is he going to give up? Okay, see, that's right. Okay, I'm getting the vibe. That it is kind of Die Hardy. That's what I thought. He does remind me a little John McClane. Okay, I can see that. He reasoned that he wouldn't, and that even as a ghost, he's going to try and save the people in Nakatomi Plaza, including his wife, which led to the initial concept of the game. Right? The team had trouble at first integrating Western and Eastern philosophies regarding ghosts. It's a fucking Western game. Why would you need to integrate Eastern philosophy regarding ghosts? The fucking... Dude, you're making a game that's supposed to appeal to the Western market. Wouldn't a game about Salem and all that... That's Western. That's American. That's... What? Why would you even need to consider Eastern philosophies of ghosts? You could just say whatever you want about ghosts. In America, we don't really have a lot of legends pertaining to ghosts because we're a secular nation. We don't really have a lot of long-running traditions with stuff like that. About the process, Bruner later stated there are a lot of assumptions that we weren't aware of that we were making on both sides about how to fictionally support who you are as a character in this world. It took us, I would say, a good year and a half of constant back and forth to get to that sense of, what? Really? Oh, so that's what you're talking about. Jesus Christ. No wonder this game is a mess. You had, like, Eastern and Western developers, I guess, co-directing this at Airtight, trying to figure out what you had for the game, what the point would be. Yeah, Lucy O'Brien called it mediocre. I mean, I don't trust IGN, but this is broken clock right twice a day. Mediocre. I would be calling this mediocre. But it's just, I'm just curious what the budget was, because, like, how much did it cost for them to actually make? This is... Like, okay, this is the part that pisses me off. With games, there have to be like earnings reports and stuff that are filed for business purposes, and that's where you usually get the numbers of the budgets, or if they'll announce what the budget is in like an interview. But with movies, there's a box office, so like you can go straight to the box office and say, oh, here's the budget, here's how much it made, so you can completely, like, there's transparency there a bit. You know what the numbers are because they're easily found. Whereas, I mean, Jesus Christ, wow. Murdered Soul Suspect delivers a dependable 30 frames per second set up on the Xbox One with little in the way of tearing or frame rate drops during gameplay. Really? That's impressive to you, Digital Foundry, in 2014? That was considered impressive. Dog, in 2014, we were already getting over the 30 thing. We were already off of 30 FPS and going into, hey, 60 FPS needs to be the future. And y'all were praising this for, it gives a stable 30 frames per second with no tearing or frame rate drops. My brother in Christ, that's their job as game developers. If you can't optimize a game, you have failed. You have failed. Because imagine if you go to watch a movie and the movie's audio goes out of sync, or the mix on the audio is not right, or the color grading isn't right between the scenes. Would we say, oh yeah, the movie delivers a crisp image the entire time? Yes, of course, it has to. It's a fucking movie. Come on, man. Squidney, welcome in. Good to see you. What's up, brother? Finally managed to catch a stream. You caught it right at the tail end, unfortunately. But that's okay. I did a lot of yapping, so you can go back and watch it again. Personally, I think I'm better on TiVo than I am live. You know, just saying. 7 Day says apparently a lot of sections of it had to be completely remade mid-production. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's always a good sign. Yeah, when you have to completely scrap something and do it again. Ay. He says you should play Red Dead 2. I should eventually. That one's going to take a while, though, because I'm definitely going to need to get... I have the parts for a new computer. I have to get, like, a case that can fit the parts, and I have to get it all plugged in and plug in the hard drive and all that and make sure it's working, and then... because I should have all the bits, mostly. I think I've got, like, the motherboard with the CPU, the GPU, and I just have to figure out how to assemble it or take all the bits and take it to a shop and be like, hey, dude, here's, like, $100. Build this thing together, and you're like, yeah. Because me no wanna. I like pre-builds. I know, people are gonna be like, oh, it's it's cheaper if you do it that way, or it's a hobby. It's like, I don't want a hobby of PC building. I just want a PC that runs fucking games, so I can play games and stream games and enjoy it and make some art and stuff. Like, that's all I need. I don't need anything complex. Problem, though, nowadays, is if you do a new build, then, like, you can't get Windows 10, like, you're gonna get forced onto Windows 11. Just fuck Windows 11, man. Yikes. 7 Day says, which actually caused it to outright go over whatever its budget was. Yeah. Squiddy, oh god, I understand it can be difficult. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is, like, it would be less difficult if, one, I could get it, because this is the problem with the American economy, right? Let me go back to bashing on America and saying China's great. So, in China, there's at least an entrepreneurial spirit. They really don't mess with the little guy. They make it really, really easy to... like, do a business. Like, you don't have as many licenses and stuff. Obviously, if you're, like, in food service or whatever, you have to make sure your guys aren't, like, spitting in the food and all that. Like, okay, yeah, obviously. But those are just standard health things. And they are even more healthy. They're so healthy over there with, like, freshness of food that you can go to their wet markets and they've got, like, meat, like fresh meat and fish and stuff. They'll have, like, the UV lamps over it to kill off any bacteria in that environment, while they have, like, fresh pork already, they just cut it 5 seconds ago, you know? It's like, that's awesome that they have that kind of a thing. But they have that. And then over here, well, if I want to start business, so there's a building on the corner, right? And I would love to turn that into some sort of budget grocery store, or, you know, like, just a commodity shop, maybe like a, I guess in New York they call it a bodega, you know. I could see myself doing something like that, like, hey, here, come in, we got like a magazine rack, comics for the kids, you know, in that section. I'd like to get with local artists and print their books and sell them on commission, you know, and, like, stock those in my store, and then, like, sell really cheap stuff you can get in bulk, but then I run it at a little bit of a markup, but they don't have to go out to Costco to get it. I go buy it from Costco in bulk, and then I sell it back to them for a little bit, you know. that saves them the gas on it. Like, that's what I'm saying. So, you don't really have that option anymore. There used to be this idea in America that, like, oh, this guy's a bum because he's, like, working the weekends delivering pizzas and he lives in this little crappy one-bedroom apartment or whatever. It's like, people still do that, but now they make less money doing it. They have to work more hours, and it's just shit. Everything's gone to shit. It's like, I would love to be one of those people that's considered, like, a bum or whatever, and just be a starving artist that works part-time, and in my off hours I get to do that, and then, but I'm living with my folks because they're older, and so I take care of a lot of the house stuff for them, and in return they're paying the lion's share of the rent and everything. And I used to have jobs, but then my mom's health is deteriorating over time because of her heart, because that's a thing. So it's easier on me mentally to say, oh yeah, I'm kind of a bum, I'm kind of useless, but it's not like I'm not looking for jobs. I keep an eye out, right? I keep looking for jobs to see if there's anything that pops up, like, hey, we need a part-time weekend guy, second shift, overnight, something like that. I wouldn't have any problem with that, it's fine, It's just a lot of these places, they want, like, guys in the morning and stuff for, like, minimum wage. I'm like, no, I'm not going to sell myself short anymore. I'm done doing that in the U.S. economy. You can eat my ass. I don't care. Oh, boy, if you don't have a job, okay, well, fuck you then. If it ever deteriorates to the point where I can't live, then screw it. I'll just take what I need from a grocery store. And no, to the feds watching, that is not premeditation. I am not planning to rob a grocery store, right? I'm just saying, there's like before with the whole COVID and all that, or whatever, or when there was like food shortages in America, there were people, a couple years ago even, that I was seeing people on social media saying stuff like, there was this thing going around from people posting like, hey, what happens if all of us just line up at a grocery store with carts and walk in and take shit? Because one, there's going to be way too many people to stop, even if the staff cared to stop them. And two, if you go to like a Walmart doing that, those guys are getting paid minimum wage. They're not going to stop you. What do they fucking care? Oh, but what about their jobs and stuff? I'm sorry, but if people are starving and they need food, and as long as everybody's being decent and civilized about it, and they walk in and they just grab like rice and beans and staple items and are very polite about everything. I know, polite revolution. It's an odd concept, but the point being, I would love to do something like that. Like, I want to do, a business or something, and I wouldn't even mind that, right? There's a guy on YouTube, I actually recommend his channel. He's a fun guy to watch. So one of the people I follow from China, his name is Gongzi, and he works as a delivery driver. So he works a lot of hours, but he has an apartment. It's not in the best part of town. It's in like an old building, but he's got like a living room, like one of those long living rooms, and then he's got an equally sized bedroom. So like there's a wall dividing it, and he's got like a bedroom. In the bedroom, he's got his desk and all that. And then outdoors, he has this covered awning, like kind of patio situation, and that's where he does his cooking because he doesn't have a kitchen set up inside. He's just got outside kitchen, right? Which is apparently a common thing in China. And all I could think was like, damn, I wish I could be a bum in China I think he's like 36 or something, or 36, 37, somewhere between 35 and 40. Anyway, I don't know why I'm saying all this. I could just bring it up right here so you guys know, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This guy's pretty cool. So, Gongzi, this is the guy. He's very cool. He actually just posted a thing about resetting his kitchen, and he gets like this table and everything. It's fucking awesome. I think I talked about this on stream. Maybe I did yesterday. I don't know, but it's cool because this guy, he just works as a delivery driver. He had a job doing something else, but he's worked over his life. He was like a barber, and then I think he had like an office job somewhere, and then so he's 40. He got divorced, and now he's like just posting on YouTube about his life. He's hanging out and being like a delivery driver, and like, how nice would it be to be able to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna spend all day delivering people's food because that's a job that people, rely on. And like, yeah, it's tough work. It takes. Hello. Let me use that. But it might be tough work or something like that, right? But at least it's like honest work. It's one of those things of like, it ain't much, but it's honest work. And it affords him the ability to do all this, right? And he can just live on his own. He's living by himself, right? He can afford to live by himself. He can afford to buy like new kitchenware and stuff. And he's constantly eating fresh fruits and vegetables, right? That's just a thing in China. Everybody loves the freshness of their food. Like that's something the government has nailed is the food logistical setup of getting, not only getting food to people, but keeping the prices controlled so that people can actually live. Right? It's pissing me off. Just even from a point of national pride, right? I'm a bit of a nationalist when it comes to America because I grew up in America, right? Everybody should want to be proud of their country. I can't be proud of my country because my country fucking blows, right? The way I see my country is only in the form of the Union, right? I only view America as the Union. I used to also revere FDR a little bit, but he's also just sort of a... Once you really get into his policies and stuff, everything he did was basically just to keep America from revolting and becoming communist because they absolutely were like right there about to do that. They were absolutely about that was going to happen. And the only reason he did like the saving everybody from the Great Depression was so that they wouldn't revolt and overthrow the government and go, hey, wait, I hear these guys in Russia have some pretty good ideas about government and economics. Maybe we should do that. Yeah, but it's one of those things. And that's the sad part is that people who want to work, because like that's the stupid idea. It's like, oh well, when people automate all the jobs, then people won't want to work or whatever. If you just give people money, they won't want to work. I'm like, no, I want to work. I want to work and do good things. If you paid me like $1,000 a month, I would spend at least half of that working time or whatever, or half of that month going out and like. I would have the ability and the financial safety net to pay my bills and then get that stress off my brain. And then I would go and use whatever excess money I have from that. I would invest it. I would start a business with it. I would, or I would just use it to get like, gas in the car to then go out to, food pantries or something, or go out to learn carpentry or something. It just... Or somebody says, hey, we're all getting together, we're gonna go like do a barn raising or something. I'll be there. I'll learn how to build a barn. I don't care. Let's do it. Let's have fun doing that, I would love to spend all day picking up trash. I genuinely would. And I don't mean like, oh, then go be a garbage man and make it a job. No, I mean, I just want to do that anyway. I want to do that anyway, but I want to do it at my pace. And as long as it eventually gets picked up anyway, who fucking cares how quick it gets done, I don't want to be on the clock for the county, okay? That's stupid. Right? If you give people resources and then let them solve the problem themselves, they can do that. You just have to direct them in how to do that. And you don't tell people. I mean, that's why the PLA was so successful back in Mao's day when they formed the PLA and they were doing their whole civil war. They were resourceful because they didn't have military doctrine that said you have to do things a certain way. They said, no, you do it this way. You look for these opportunities to attack the enemy. You defend this way. And you adapt and overcome depending on terrain and how many guys you have, what armaments you're working with. You do it that way. And then that was the key to their success. Then what you do is you foster this idea of creativity where even somebody who's like a lowly peasant you picked up 3 months ago who doesn't know shit about military doctrine, he might see an opening and be like, oh, let's attack. This is good, right? Let's capitalize on this. And he'll start the attack and he'll go in. Or you'll have commanders that look at a situation and go, okay, what is the objective? And this is the thing that is just deep in the Chinese culture is, what are we attempting to achieve? What do we have to achieve it? And when do we need to achieve it by? It's really fucking simple. We want it done by this date, to these specifications, and this is the end result we're hoping for. It's a simple it's a math equation. And to stereotype a little bit, the Chinese are good at math. They got good at math because they've spent centuries studying it, and they've come up with how best to use people and resources and move things around. And so if you tell people, hey, I want to do this thing, how's the best way to solve this? Let's have a little brainstorm and figure it out. And then people will come back to you with like crazy creative solutions if you just give them the time and the resources to come up with those solutions. You don't have to necessarily top-down doctrine to people. The top-down doctrine part should be, we will do this thing and it will be done by this point. And then if somebody says, oh, well, we can't. No, there's no can't here. We said we're doing this thing by this point. Even if we only get 80% of what we want, we're still going to do that 80%. That's what we're doing. That's the goal. Follow the goal, right? And they go, okay. They immediately jump into business mode and they go, all right, how are we doing this, guys? All right, so we're doing this. What do we have? All right, we put all this together, put this here, got it, boom, got it. And that's how they have launched their country into the 22nd century. That's why they're now leading the world, because they plan this shit. They plan this shit years in advance. They come up with all these ideas. They are building 37 nuclear reactors right now. And they're also toying with cold fusion. They are playing with cold fusion. They're like, oh yeah, we could totally do this. We could make a thing with cold fusion. Yeah, cool. Limitless energy. Why not? We'll just figure that out. And then we'll have a working prototype by like 2035 is when they're anticipating a working prototype. Like 2030 is when they're going to have a display model. And then 2035 is when they anticipate having a fully functional prototype, which they can use to demonstrate the technology. And they say, yeah, now we did that and we figured out how to build it and make it work. And now we're going to do a million more of these. Who wants to buy one of these things from us? Because we'll send our engineers and build it in your country. Like, they'll probably get to the point where they're like, we don't even have to send our guys to build this shit. We can build it here. We're going to put it in a box, stamp a big Chinese logo on it of a dragon. We'll ship it over to you guys. All you have to do is unpack the box, screw in a couple of bolts, you flip the switch, and the thing is on. And you just hook it to your power grid. Done and done. Simple as. They will figure that shit out. You give them enough time and they will figure it out. Because everything to them is a time game, dude. Everything. It's crazy. Alright, let me catch up on the chat here because I've been yapping. That's not fair to you guys. 7day says, custom all-white build over here. Just saying, did it just before the RAM skyrocket. You lucky bastard. Oh my god, yeah. Squiddy says, yeah, I did DoorDash for a bit in a small town. I worked for 5 hours and didn't make hardly anything. And that's the thing, is a guy like Gangzi, he lives in Guangzhou, I think. So he's in one of like, he's in a major city area where he lives in like the slummy old part of town. It's not even bad as slums go, but he's just in one of the buildings for like the 1920s. And he commutes, he hops on his little scooter and he commutes like a half hour into town, like up the road. And then he starts working in there. And if you're doing that in a major city, you can make some serious bank doing that. You know, unfortunately, they don't have like tips and their wages need to come up a little bit. But that's all part of the planning of, you know, cost of living coming down, wages going up, and the government is doing this very gently with the inflation, and they're playing with it. So they'll get there. They'll get there when they get there. But yeah. Let's see. Squiddy says it's policy to not stop people, so you are kind of right. They let that shit go until it's a felony. Yeah, exactly. You do, like, they expect people in China, they expect it to be like, you are responsible. They expect that you're going to act as a responsible adult. Why? They put you through their state-mandated education system, and they know the state-mandated education system is teaching everybody to a certain degree. And you're expected to know shit. So if you go off and do something as an adult who's gone through this education system, and you have these certifications and qualifications, it's expected that you don't be a jackass. So if you become a jackass, they go case-by-case basis, and they go, all right, you guys are being a jackass. Then if they notice enough people in a certain sector being jackasses, they shut that down and say, all right, clearly something's fucked up here. There's going to be some regulations on this now. Because y'all couldn't be chill. You know, if you were just chill, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. But you gotta be unchill. Now we gotta be unchill, right? Again, Uncle Sam kicking you in the dick. That's exactly what that is. That's the government coming in and saying, no, chill the fuck out, right? Let's see. Most of Western companies tried this strategy but fail because they are unorganized. Yeah, exactly. They can't do that. They don't know what they're doing. They have no discipline. They lack a discipline, right? As South Park said it. They lack a discipline. And they have no discipline. They have no honor, which is even worse. It's like you just have people that have no regard for other people whatsoever. And you could say the Chinese are kind of generally rude, right? Like they'll push past people or whatever in a crowd. But that's just from them living in a collectivist. They can't be polite to everybody all the time over everything. I think they should. Like they should incorporate marriage a little bit. But that's just me. I'm from the American South, so down here it's supposed to be, you know, yes ma'am, no ma'am. You smile at everybody, you nod, and then when some jackass cuts you off in traffic, then you flip him the bird. You know, because again, you're waiting for him to be a jackass first. You know, but also that politeness kind of backfires because then people don't want to talk about uncomfortable things like racism. It's like, no. Why they gotta cause a ruckus? Can't they just go to they got their own seats in the diner? Oh, Jesus. It's insanity. But yeah, a lot of restructuring is going to happen in this country, and a lot of people don't understand the link between Mao's Cultural Revolution and what they're seeing of China now. China would never have become what it is without the Cultural Revolution. Say what you will, oh, it killed tens of millions of people or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Mao was based, fuck you. Mao shot landlords and got all his people on the same page. It took a little bit of reform to figure it out. I don't completely hate Deng, but I think China should be more communist than it is. I think there are too few, nationalized sectors. But whatever they are doing, communist, socialist, whatever you want to call it, right? Communism with Chinese characteristics, socialism with Chinese characteristics. They even describe themselves. They call the party communist, but they don't really call themselves communists. They look at their own economic model and they say that it's socialist, right? And it's the transitioning, right? Because they understand that is a long process to go from being socialist to communist, because to be a truly communist society, you have to remove the need. You have to make currency and the state redundant so that they naturally fade away, right? And you can't do that without a hard automated base to everything. And that's what they're getting on now is once they can figure out all these robots, then they can say, okay, we're going to let the robots do all the work. And then we're going to cut everybody a check for their daily expenses and start reorienting. I would not be surprised to see all these food stalls suddenly disappear, and then it's into buffets, and food halls where robots are manning everything. And then you might have people serving food and stuff, but only if they feel like it, if they like cooking, they like being a chef, let them go be a chef. Okay, cool. And that's something that UBI and all that's got to be talked about and figured out. And, that's what people would do. People would find the thing they want to do. And if you give them the funds to pay for the time that they need to go do it, they'll just go do it. People will naturally gravitate towards these things. And, I've said this before, if I ever have the money or the ability, if I'm ever communist president of the new American Union, let's just say, some crazy shit like that. If I ever have the ability to just sign into law some shit to fund some education in America, it's going to be the Learning Annex, because the Learning Annex was a thing back in the day where people would just go there and take classes on various things. I think that's a fantastic idea, and I think it needs to be nationalized. I think the Fed should be paying for it, and it should just be free to everybody all the time ever. And you should just be able to sign up for classes to learn woodworking and car repair and all this other whatever the fuck you want to learn. There should be 1 million classes in that place, and everybody should be learning everything. And it should be, to me, I think the ultimate sign of a society is if you have peaked so hard that all the menial stuff like food and housing and all that, if all that's solved through automation or just general efficiency, the ultimate goal for all society should be to create a society of students, right? I like the idea of everyone being able to be a fucking PhD if they want to, just because they have the time and they don't have to do anything else. It's I feel like going and learning all about quantum mechanics to see if I can understand it and if I deserve to have a doctorate in that, because maybe I'm smart enough. I don't know. Or somebody just spends their time in school collecting degrees for the rest of their life. Their career is to learn as much as they can because they just feel like it. And then naturally, at a certain point, they'll get burnout on that and be like, you know what? Now I want to go do stuff. And then they'll just move away from that, right? That's what it is. Because trust me, as chill as it sounds, right? A lot of people swear it's chill, where it's oh man, I'd love to sit at the house and drink and party and do nothing and veg out and watch TV and play video games. All this. People would love that for 8 months at most. Because at a certain point, you're going to get antsy. Your brain's going to go, we are not programmed for this. Your DNA is hard-coded to do stuff. Humans are doers. We can't just sit there. We have to go. We got to do something. And if 10% of all humanity, if the trade-off was that 10% of humanity are completely sloth-ridden and they sit in their house all day and do absolutely nothing, fine. That's their choice. That is a choice they get to make in what would then be a consensual society. What we have now is a non-consensual society, frankly, a non-consensual existence. Nobody asked to be here, but now that we're here, we're expected to pay for the right to continue our existence, which we didn't want in the first place. Right? It's no, if I'm here, then the society which made it possible for my forebears to bear offspring, me, the society there should be set up in such a way that everyone can just exist and contribute in whatever way. From each according to his abilities, to each according to his need, that's the end of the stream. I swear to God, one of these days, I'm going to have to sit down. We're going to have like a multi-part stream or like 8, 9, 10 hour stream. Big, long fucking stream. Where we just talk communism. We're going to have to just go over the history of communism and China and the Red Scare and all this shit and why China's beating the brakes off of us right now because of their communist like structuring. We're gonna have to have that stream at some point. I gotta pick a day. I gotta figure out when we're doing that. Anywho, thanks to Sap, Rival, Seventh Day, and Squidney for stopping by. Good to see you guys. Always fun. We have some good discussions about law enforcement, drowned women's, and also communism. So here we are. It's God, my life is a circus. Anywho, that is it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then do the usual. Like, subscribe, check out my streams, and I will see you guys in the next video. Reaper the Rager, signing off.